sure
Are
you
you
want to start?
sure?
Are you positive that you want to start?
I'm never positive about anything.
Yeah, that was what we were trying to do. Hi.
Good morrow.
Yo.
Are you going to talk British for the whole thing?
I said yo. How's that
No,
British?
but I'm asking, will you talk English for the whole thing?
I mean...
Or British with an accent.
Yeah, that was the...
I was thinking more posh than that, but okay.
I am not Posh Spice, therefore I...
Everybody knows what posh means. Whatever.
Posh means fancy talk.
Fancy joke.
What is that? Just to your... Is that the microphone that's doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Cool. That works. Alrighty. And hello, everyone.
Hi. Happy Sunday. Happy
Yes,
August. Yesterday was International Beer Day.
Yes, and the day
apparently.
before that was
National
IPA
IPA
Day.
Day.
So,
No,
beer
that
days
was-
all around.
That was Thursday. Because I came here.
Yes. I thought Friday was International Beer Day.
That was yesterday.
Was it?
Maybe
Oh,
it was
okay,
Friday. I don't know.
So, okay.
But lots of beers celebrating. So
Yes, I
y'all
bet.
did some beers celebrating.
I know I did.
Excuse me. I drank wine all weekend, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
You don't really have to.
I didn't really think I did either. Which is good.
I mean, you could.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
But who are you going to apologize to?
Not anyone significant.
Exactly. So don't apologize.
Never apologize. I don't believe in insincere apologies anyways. I only apologize when I feel sincerely contrite. I think is the best thing. But we're super excited to be here on this lovely Sunday. And today, it's a showdown.
Grr.
All out brawl match. No. This is something I've conceptualized for a while and have had to explain it numerous times to Tucker. He's like, I like it, but I don't quite get it. But basically, historically speaking, the beer style of choice in Britain was always ales. Ales being top fermenting, brewed in the warmer temperatures, and usually brew a little bit faster. Whereas in America, the standard style or standard fare, as it were, became lagers. It is bottom fermented, done in much cooler climate, and then done for a really long time. So a lot of American breweries don't always brew lagers because you have to brew them, you ferment them for like 6 months sometimes.
Yeah.
But they have a much crisper, clearer color, so we're kind of comparing the two and seeing why America may have taken on the new style and which one is the best. We may not decide that by the end of the show because it's all personal taste really, but.
And I know that some of them are going to be better than others.
This is true.
So it could actually be a draw. Who knows?
Yeah.
We will actually vote on each one
Yeah.
and decide on the pairings. I guess it's going to be interesting how we're going to do this because, I mean, even the article that you were basing this all off of, that you sent to me,
Yes.
was even saying a lot of things don't have like an equal like counterpart.
Right.
So
And
like,
that's the thing, I guess, about this is that they are very different styles. They are brewed differently.
Right.
They look different. They taste different. I tried to get some different type of lagers, but a couple of them are very similar. They're going to be similar in taste, similar in body. So it's gonna be interesting, and I think we'll learn a lot. But a lot of these beers, I also try to pick ones that we hadn't done before. I think did we do the Cigar City lager I don't think
we tried
have.
to, and it was bad.
That was what it was. So
Yeah.
this one hopefully is a little fresher. It might not be. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so we're really excited. So I hope people are out there and looking forward to discovering some new beers. I'm gonna move this so we have more room. I don't think we really need music. I was watching the show the other day and it's like you could barely hear it anyways.
Okay.
And then we got banned from YouTube. So
We
I
didn't
think there.
we didn't get banned.
Well, not
from you-
banned.
And I actually corrected it, which should be up and running now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a choice that we made when we did the stream.
Oh yeah, because we were doing
anyways.
Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Of course, we needed to play "Little Drummer Boy" by Bob Dylan, which was the only song that forbade our video from continuing to be able to be replayed on YouTube.
Yes. It was blocked, I guess.
Yes, we were
For a
blocked
while.
because of Bob Dylan. You know,
His awful rendition of Little Drummer Boy. Anyways, if you want to torture yourself, listen to the Bob Dylan Christmas album. And
it's awful.
It's awful.
It is
and I love me a Bob Dylan, but it's awful.
It is torture.
So if you want to torture your family members, listen to that.
Yes. Use that as your exclusive Christmas music.
So did you do any drinking excursions this week?
Excursions?
Like anything special? I think so.
No. I mean, Thursday I was going to go to Witchcraft because they had Merchant Duvin doing a whole bunch of
I
tastings.
was thinking about doing it, but then I was hanging out with Miss Gold.
Yeah, and since you were here...
What's that have to do with anything?
I don't know, but I ended up not going just because I was like, yeah, you know what? I already drank enough at work.
That always sounds wrong.
I had my IPAs at work. I didn't have them at home. So, yeah.
And I'm not a huge IP fan, so I didn't have one. We drank wine instead.
Nothing wrong with that?
Nope, we had Prosecco.
Oh, there it is.
And it was a yummy Prosecco, by the way. Whatever you got was really
Yes,
good.
it was approved by the Bachelorette and
that's right.
someone from her date that she chose in the end.
What the fuck is Squirt Bot?
Sorbet.
Oh, I didn't know it was called that.
Yep.
Anyone out there? I see 3 people following or watching. Who's watching?
Well, that's on. You're gonna call them out now?
Yes, I am. Fucking Red Castle. Here, not saying nothing.
I'm sorry for everyone who's lurking and not saying anything because she's trying to call you out. I would never do that because I have respect enough to never do that.
There's only 3 people here. It's like the 4 of us right now. Because
Well,
one of them is the bot.
yes.
So there's 4 of us here. It's
Well, no.
intimate setting.
On YouTube, there's some people that have tuned in as well.
Bethany. Awesome. And
No one said anything yet.
No, that's
but-
okay.
So I'm assuming they can all hear us. And
I hope so.
Wait, can they? Hold on. Yes,
It looked like it was working when
Yeah,
we,
no, it's
when we
working right
started.
there. I mean, we've got the mic going. I just want to make sure because I didn't see it go. Oh, you know what I could also do? Let's close that. Don't have that open.
We have some interesting articles that we'll talk about later. It's going to be fun.
Yes, and I did pull them all up already.
Yes, thank you. That's why I tried to remember to send stuff.
No, that's perfect. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I need.
But we can. What are you done with the computer? 'Cause I was going to talk about the difference between top
Yes.
fermenting and bottom fermenting.
Yes, let's do that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But I figured we'll do that, and then we'll have our first beer. We'll pick our first beer. I don't know which ones he's chosen, but they probably are ones I have not had before. I haven't had a lot of English ales.
You have actually, surprisingly. You
Well,
just
not a
don't-
lot, not a significant amount. Maybe I have. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I just work here.
All right. I am ready. I am prepared. Shower me with your knowledge.
Oh, no, we were going to share each other's knowledge. So I already talked about how ales are top fermenting and lagers are bottom fermenting, and it has to do with, well,
The coldness. too.
yes. And
Well, actually,
where
it depends.
the yeast ferments.
Right.
Right?
Except there are like the Kolsch and alt beers that are considered lagers, but
Hot fermenting.
they're top fermenting
And why is that?
because of the yeast they use.
Oh.
Like, even though they are, it was all in the article you sent too. Oh, it's fine. No,
I can't retain everything.
I read this like literally
It's like-
an hour before you showed up, so that's why I understand better.
Okay. Since the key difference between ales and lagers is the fermentation temperature, this means ales have a lot more of these intermediates known as congeners.
Yeah.
Congeners. Most
Basically,
important among them
byproducts.
are esters, with a wide range of fruity aromas common in ale, from banana to berries and apple and pineapple. So you can have a beer that has fruity flavors that has absolutely no fruit in it.
Correct.
Yeah. There are others depending on the yeast. Phenol spicy notes in some circumstances. Longer chain alcohols can reach their ugly hangover boosting heads. I don't know what that means. Some of these chemicals remain in the beer only temporarily. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. Since lager is fermented cool, 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and conditioned close to freezing, yeast spews far less of its flavor byproducts into it. Why we often call lagers crisp, clean. We use those words and verbs and all that kind of stuff.
Which are dumb. I hate words.
Yes, words suck. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Not interesting. Yada, yada, yada.
Oh, here's what you say. There are other beers that fit into this limbo between ales and lagers. Kolsch, the golden ale of Cologne, Germany, and its dark hoppy cousin, Dusseldorfer Altbier from just down the Rhine, are both called Obergurgeri Lager beer.
Bless you.
Thank you. Often called, in German, meaning top fermented lager beer, often called hybrid ales. They are fermented cool by ale standards, but then cold lagered, adding a clean smoothness, desirable and sessionable beers like these. Both have a fruitiness. Kolsch uses a unique ale yeast that shares some similarities with lager strains, especially the propensity to throw a little sulfur on the nose. What about something like a Helles? That's similar to a Kolsch and stuff like that. Do love me a Helles.
It might not. I don't know. Maybe it's not brewed the same way as a Kolsch. Maybe it's not top fermenting.
I will look that up while you select our first beer.
All right. So we are doing old. So that was the thing. Is like since we're doing American versus British, I couldn't really do alt beers or things like that, just because it didn't follow the location.
Yes.
But I think this is partly because we were going to do it around 4th of July.
That was the intention, and then stuff happened.
So we'll start softer right now.
Okay. Though slightly tilted towards the malt, Helles is a well-balanced beer. It offers a spicy herbal aroma of German hops at restrained levels, blah, blah, blah. A product of generations of carefully selected bottom-fermented yeast.
Okay.
And full lagering.
So there you go. So it follows the cold fermenting process.
Excellent choice. I don't think I've had this.
Haven't you?
No. And I've wanted to. I just have not as of yet.
So I'm gonna. Okay, let's.
Yeah, no
I
one's
think
out
I'll
there
get-
just talking anyway, so.
Well, I just want to make sure if someone does talk, I see it right here so that I can flip over.
Yeah.
But I do need to get here. This is the one.
Bam!
Bam. Bam.
Ta-da!
So, Boddington's.
Jizz hands! Sorry, I'm done now.
Imported from
started to- yeah.
Britain, as it says.
Britain!
Britain.
Britannia!
Britannia.
We'll play the Star Spangled Banner later. Or I will sing it badly later when I'm drunk.
For best results, serve cool, but not ice cold.
No.
41 degrees Fahrenheit. They even put Fahrenheit on here because they know this is going to Americans.
Well, is this actually exported from Britain, or is this one of the ones that is brewed in America with the, you know what I mean? Because Guinness obviously has its own brewery here now.
This is true, but it does say imported from Britain.
Okay, so then
therefore, if they did that, then they'd be like
I really hope it's imported from Britain then.
Well, if they did do that and it was not true, then it'd be like the Kona Brewing class action lawsuit going on right now.
The what? Whose?
Kona.
Why is Kona? We'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Let's
we will
write
talk
it down.
About that during news.
Write it down.
News.
Well, we don't have anything to write on, but we're going to remember Kona.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Okay, I wrote it down too.
I'm going to forget.
That was really dorky, but adorable. Because we're adorkable. What was that?
I hate that word.
Adorkable? It's
Adorkable.
the best. I'm Well, it's one of those words like when you put it towards like a kid or a girl, it's fine, but boys are like, yeah. What? Do you not want to be adorkable? Because you are. Would you rather be a dork or adorable? Just neither of them?
I don't know.
None of the above.
Whatever.
I find it very hard to believe that we are 20 minutes into this and no one's talking.
I know.
It's very saddening.
Nobody likes us. But people are joining us. That's the thing.
Okay.
So, this is very traditional pub ale to use as an example. Since 1778, when it was first brewed at the Strange Ways Brewery in Manchester, Boddington's has been renowned as a unique pale gold ale. In English pubs, Boddington's is served using the traditional hand-pulled method, which mixes air with the ale as it pours, producing a distinctively creamy head and smooth body with little gassiness. Ordinary packaged ale cannot match this quality, but the new draft flow system does. Lady Wani!
Yay! I heard she's nearby. No, I'm kidding. I saw her. She's downstairs. Yay! They went and got tacos.
They did.
Did you get tacos okay? Y'all are all living your best life. I guess so. Okay. The nose on this is funny. Not funny bad, but funny weird. I can't place it. There's something on the nose there that is just...
Could it be the esters?
Yes, it could be the esters.
Yeah. I mean, it has a Best By date of January 2020. Which, I don't think beer really needs a Best By date of a year. Or 6 months.
Yeah. Well, that's why some of the ones it only had the Best By date and it didn't have when it was good. Y'all deserve some stuff. I spent the morning cleaning my stove, and then doing laundry, which is why I was late. I was waiting for the cycle to finish so I could give it over to Devin, my new roommate. She's very lovely. Anyway.
They were a good choice.
No, there's something like cleaning product tasting.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a little apple on the nose, but I don't know if it's supposed to be there. It doesn't taste like it's supposed to be there.
I don't know. I mean, I always remember Boddington's being very light and creamy. I mean, almost like a apple juice.
It's like wait and watch the head settle on a perfect glass of Boddington's ale. This can contains a pressurized insert. Do not tamper even when empty.
Yes, do not do that. Do not cut open the can, take the little widget out, and stab it with a knife.
Widget.
It will explode. Fun facts.
Brewed by AB InBev.
It
UK
is.
Limited Lutton.
Yeah.
England. What is the ABV on this? I don't see it on here.
It is not very high.
I didn't think it doesn't taste like it is. I don't think they're required to put the ABV on. Now I know some states don't put it on.
It's 4.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I love this.
Okay.
But I feel like if I got it on draft, it would taste very different, and I might. Oh, look, the keg is vegan friendly.
It is not.
Barnivore. Barnivore? What's a barnivore?
Barnivore is a website that will that tells you if wine, beer, and liquor is vegan or vegetarian.
Oh, well, that's very helpful. I like that. I like
Actually,
the
it
name.
goes specifically with vegan, but it will tell you vegetarian as well. So Boddington's keg is vegan friendly, but Boddington's regular is not.
I wonder why. Something in the canning process.
I think it's because they don't fine it when it's...
So do vegans, though, when it comes to yeast, do they not consider the yeast
No.
as? Okay.
No.
It's too microscopic. It's not real.
Well, they consider it kind of like a plant, where it is living, but it's not a living animal. It's not an animal, it's a yeast.
Okay. I can understand. It is one of those ones where it's like...
Yeah.
Like a virus, technically, is living.
It is. So
And a
that-
parasite. And, yeah, that kind of things. But they're very small.
They consider it kind of more like a bacteria,
Mhm.
where it's alive, it's just not, and it's going to be around. It's not something you can avoid. Unlike meat, that's unnatural, and humans should not be eating it.
It's not unnatural.
So this is
But
not. It's not cloying, but it is. It is off.
it's not terrible. And I feel like if we had a fresher can or had it on draft,
Mhm.
I would find it more interesting.
Perhaps.
But yeah, I mean, I know with mine, it's like, I don't fucking know how this is going to go. We're going to try the Cigar City next, I think. Because, yeah, the last time we had it was not good.
It was off as well.
Yeah, this one. Let me see. Good Lord, that hurt. Ow. This one was canned 4/3/19, so it might be a little old too. Ow. That just really hurt my back. Sorry. I feel like today no one loves us.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We keep adding people on.
We are still at 501. I was worried it was going to go back down.
Yeah.
But thanks to all of you lovely people out there.
Yes, we are still at over 500 people
Woo woo!
on Mixer,
Yes.
not on other things.
We would love to get to 100 people on YouTube.
Yes.
I did get an article today from our Patreon blog thing. I need to work on the Patreon again.
The blog thing.
They sent out articles, which is very helpful. And one of the ones was how to amass more YouTube followers. But
I'm assuming some of it was actually post stuff to YouTube.
yes, that does help.
Okay.
Like if you actually
Yep,
want
yep,
to
yep,
win
yep.
the lottery, like we all talk about, like if I ever win the lottery, but you have to buy a ticket
Right.
to win the lottery. You don't just like randomly get called. It's not like Publishers Clearinghouse. So that would be a more
Well, even
accurate.
Publishers Clearinghouse, you still have to.
You have to fill out the thing.
You have to fill out a thing that says, "I am interested in being in the Publishers Clearinghouse
Yeah, so-
sweepstakes," and then they'll do it. Kind of like the home or the HGTV smart home. You have to apply every day on that and the DIY network in order to try to win it, and then someone in New Jersey will win it, and I'm sad.
Why will someone in my brother's in Jersey? Sorry, random factoid
I
of my
thought he
life.
was in Virginia.
Well, he lives in D.C. He is currently in Jersey.
He is working in
Sorry.
Jersey.
No, actually, he's vacationing in Jersey. Well, no, he's vacationing in New York. They drove to a beach in Jersey.
Oh.
Too much information about my brother. But
It's another
Alyssa
person.
Stout. What? Alyssa Stout. She has the best last name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand why she didn't change it. Plus, that's time consuming and costly, from what I understand, to change all the things.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard like it's the most random things that can be hard to change your name to. Like it's not just, like driver's license and things like that are easier than you think. It's other little things, and I can't remember. Somebody was saying, "Thank you, Golding."
Thank you. And it's not even an hour in, and we already got a host. Thank you. Yes, we.
Well, I always feel bad for the people when we're like wrapping up and they like stroll on in and start hosting us. It's like, bye guys.
I mean, we'd been on for like 3 hours before that. It's like, I know people are busy, and I'm definitely not complaining whatsoever. I always love, even when you come at the very last minute, at least it shows support of coming in and saying hello. And
I shouldn't have done that much at once. That was gross.
yeah, this is just not very good. But either way, we're getting off topic of the fact that we appreciate everyone.
We do. It doesn't matter when you get here. It's the fact that you came at all. So thank you. Because you should always be happy when you come. Anyways. So next one, lager, Tampa style
Tamper.
lager. Yeah, tamper. It's tamper proof. Tamper proof. I promise that's like the only beer I've had today. All right. Can I get just a little of that? Mine's in a squeezy bottle. Just a tad to wash it out. Thank you. Day one! Yay, beer!
Hey, day one.
Nice to see you. Happy Sunday. I heard that. Did you eat this morning?
I had tacos coming.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're here. You just have to go get them.
Yeah.
Well, this is looking at least a little better on the head. So this is a little bit more golden. So this is going to be our first lager. We did an ale. It wasn't great. I don't think it was the ale's fault. The ale just might have been old.
I blame the ale.
I blame Boddington's because obviously if they've been brewing it since 1778, they obviously should pick something new. I don't think it's...
I blame Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. Well, already the head's a little better.
No, head's better, nose is better.
Okay, so this Tampa style lager finds balance between Bavarian hop flavor and crisp malt quality to create a beer that's perfect to foil the Florida/Texas heat.
You're beautiful.
Infinitely quaffable, familiar to generations, truly made for drinking. What does quaffable mean?
Quaffable. It's drinkable.
So like crushable, sessionable, whatever. Okay. So it's much more bready nose. This one should be a little, like they said, crisp, clean things to say. I'm sorry. His stomach is making noises and it's super adorkable.
I don't think my stomach is going to be adorkable.
No, but anything associated to you is adorable. Anyways. Go get a taco.
Yeah.
Go get a taco.
It's bad. No, it's going to ruin my flavoring.
That's true.
Actually,
Go get a
maybe.
cracker. I don't know. Get something.
All right.
Rice cake?
I'm going to go get a taco.
Okay. This is much better than the last time we had it. It is very crisp. It's got a nice carbonation on it. So it's much better than the last one. So this definitely says drink fresh, do not age. So this was brewed in, what was it? April. It's not bad. It's a 4.5 ABV. So both of these are just easy drinking, not a lot to them. They're not designed to like reinvent beer. They're a very classic style. If you go to barbecue, they're going to go with pretty much everything. Like we said, this is a bottom fermenting done in cold temperatures, and then while it is conditioning, it's almost like freezing, is what we were talking about earlier. So it's got a really crisp, clean flavor. This one's a little bit more hazy than something you would see, but it's still very translucent. It's really yummy. I actually really like this. Last time I did not like it because the bottle was bad, or the can was bad.
Well, it was just a really old beer.
This one is much better. It's much sparklier. I hate to say that.
Beer mukbang.
What?
Beer mukbang.
What?
Eating food on stream.
Is that what it's called?
Well.
Do you want to like ASMR it? I mean, here. So sorry. That was. I don't understand why you had to do the weird, like, whatever. I think I would prefer to hear your stomach growl than this, because this is disturbing.
You still get that.
We're going off the rails. Anyways, Scar City, we did a whole stream about.
Well, we split it because there was only 3 at the time.
Oh, that's right. Who did we split it with? I can't remember.
Kona.
No, it was another. Was it another Florida one? Because Kona we just did by itself because we had the party pack. What's up, Stooges?
Yes, taco. Say Niga taco.
I feel like we did another Florida one.
Did we?
Because they do the Highlight, right?
Yes.
And then...
And the Guyabera.
Yeah. Those were the 3 that we did, I feel like. And then we did, I think, another Florida one. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, the things we can and can't remember.
Sadly, a lot of them I have saved.
No, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mixed snack. I miss those things. Those were good. You could get the ones that tasted that were like a Big Mac, but they were in a taco thing, and they were fucking good.
A Big Mac taco?
It was weird. I know. I'm not going to lie, but I tried it. It had the sauce on it. They had like a slice of, or like a stick, basically, of beef. And then they had lettuce and all the other things. It was good. It's weird. I know. I'm not going to lie. It's weird. But, you know. Hey, finished. Now drink your beer. I do love me a Big Mac. Oh, it's one of those things that, like, I'm trying to eat healthier, like, meal prep and spend less money on going out and everything, but every once in a while I'm like, I just need a fucking Big Mac.
This goes really well with the taco.
I was saying when you were gone, it's like, a lager is gonna go well with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So that's the nice thing about eating while we're drinking this. And it tastes much, much better this time than because when we drank it for the other stream, it wasn't just a little off like this Boddington's. It was like gross.
Yeah. It was where you take a sip and you're like, oh, jeez. No, I can't.
We didn't finish it at all.
No, but we did try to take like 3 sips. And we're like, no, it's terrible. I'm going to try it again. No!
No! Like, it smelled wrong. It tasted wrong. It was one of those ones, like, the nose was... Like, this one, too. Like, I smelled it like, this does not smell the way the beer is supposed to smell.
Yeah.
What? Feet? Feta? Feta? Oh, I love feta. Sorry.
This does not taste like feta, though.
Thank God. If I get a beer that tastes like feta, I'd be concerned. Like, there are a lot of beer flavors I enjoy. And there are some beers that do taste a little cheesy. I've only had, like, not like a sweet cheese, but that kind of sharp, cloyy... You all right there?
Yeah.
Are you complaining or are you joining, Stooges? Because girls in bikinis and half naked people on your street sounds great, but who has this rave in the middle of the street? Block party?
Norwegians.
Norwegians, that's true. Is that where Stooges is from again? I thought he was from like South Carolina.
Yes.
Which is where my aunt and uncle live. They are not in bikinis and half naked though. Oh, we're getting close to upping again on our own stream.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be epic, y'all.
It happens.
America. Fuck yeah. So this is our first American lager. Like I said, Cigar City Brewing out of Florida.
Tampa Bay, Florida.
Mm-hmm. And Boddington's obviously from England.
Hey, Noel. How you doing?
Specifically,
Long time no see.
What did it say?
Meaning
Luton.
earlier in
Luton, England. Now, Hercules, thank you for hosting, and happy to see you.
All right, so we've just done our first competition.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this is definitely going to the Americans.
Yeah, I think compared to the Boddingtons here,
I think. Hey, Julius Sneezer. Oh my God, that is the best name ever. Julius Sneezer. Et tu, Brute. Sorry.
calm down.
Yes, and we are a beer stream. Today we are doing English ales versus American lagers and seeing which one's going to win out. We've done our first pairing, so we have Boddington Ale.
Nope.
Pub Ale. There you go. Thanks for the follow.
Hey, thank you.
And then we have Cigar City Brewing Tampa Style Lager over there. There we go.
Right here.
And unfortunately for Boddington's, it was a bad can. It's a little old. Didn't taste so great. We didn't spit it out, so that's good. But Cigar City, really crisp, really clean. Gonna go with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely good for backyard brewing. And it's only 4.7, I think, is what we said. Yeah, 4.5, excuse me.
Even if it was a good Boddington's, the Cigar City.
Yeah, I think the Cigar City would still win. And now I remember the first time we were just talking that we had this. We both were like, it was a bad can. So, we are from the States.
Yep.
I am originally. He's been other places.
Yes. I have been places.
Musical festival happening in the California Speedway. It's called Hard Summer Music. Why are you in California? I'm confused. But yeah, people get naked at music festivals.
Yes.
I've heard. I don't. But Lightning Google! I love me a Lightning Google. So cheers. The last one we had wasn't that bad. I think we had the lemon. No, it wasn't the lemon berry shandy. It was something else. And I really actually did not hate their Oktoberfest. They had a good Oktoberfest.
Have you been storing up on your Oktoberfest yet?
Storing up?
Well,
I haven't seen any yet.
Oh, there has been.
Is it the season already?
It is.
It's my favorite season.
Sam Adams is already out. 903 Brewing is already out.
I finally get to wear my dirndl this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the word dirndl.
There's nothing wrong with the original.
No.
It's better than the Rattlers.
Oh my God. So I was just watching an episode of Top Chef. I think it was from like
Shandy's,
last year. Shandy's. But yeah, they had to make Rattlers.
Winnie the Pooh?
With like Boddington's Pub Ale? Maybe.
I don't think Winnie, unless it has honey in it, he wouldn't eat it.
That's where I went to school up in Michigan, and I love Michigan. We like Founders, and what's some other ones up there?
There's Jolly Pumpkin. There's
Okay, Stooges, to be fair, I do see the bee too. It kind of looks like a bee. And it's yellow.
Oh, I get it now.
Actually, is that a bee? It is a fucking bee.
Yes, Oberon. Yeah, there's 2 bees on it.
So you're not crazy. Ooh, yes. We did bells.
So you could say, hey, BB. Yes, we have done Bell's. It was delicious. I would not go and say no to another round.
Oh, he's from here. I went to the Interlochen Arts Academy in Interlochen, Michigan. Oh, I know. It's poor Flint. But it's right outside of Traverse City. So, big fan of the... Dark Horse. I don't think I've had that. Big fan of the cherries up in Traverse City. Oh, guys, we're so close to moving up in our own jet.
And I went to the school in Outerlochen. There may actually be a thing, and I did not go there. But...
Well, Interlaken is a place in Switzerland with a K, and in Michigan it's a CH. It means between two lakes, which is literally where the school is. It's between two lakes. Green Lake and something else. I can't remember. Duck Lake, I think.
Is it kind of like how Texas and Louisiana both have a Nacogdoches, but in Louisiana it's called Natchitoches, and in Texas it's called...
pronounce it correctly.
Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches.
And they both mean the same thing, Trash City.
Yes. They're not braggadocious. I'll be here all week. Could I please find out what our next beer choice is? Here, do I just click on these to get them to go away?
No, you click on the little eye on them.
Little eye. Okay. No. Where's the other one? There we go. And we need... Well, I'll let you pick that one.
We need one.
Oh, I was going to pick the next picture, but I don't know what we're picking. So I'm not going to do it.
We're doing this.
Yay!
And I thought I had it in my hand, and I don't.
I'll get it.
Okay.
I'm just going to wear one of Goldie's rings because she left them all in here.
Yes, you did.
So it's her own fault. They were literally on the floor. Because I'm fancy now.
Established 1711, Moreland.
That's a little bit older than this one, which is 1770.
And it might taste like it.
Is it going to taste like an old speckled hen?
I don't know, maybe.
Well, the one thing, if you're watching the first round, that you'll notice is the ales tend to have this more amber color, while the lagers are having a more golden color. Mm-hmm. And again, we're talking about these are top fermenting beers. They fermented at basically room temperature, and then the yeast is collecting on the top. I'm trying to look at the camera instead of looking at myself in the computer. It's hard. And there's a kitty cat.
There's a Sebastian trying to
Kitty. He's like, no, never mind.
He,
He saw us and was like, nope, I'm out. So, okay, this at least smells more beer-like.
Okay, this is what Old Speckled Hen smells like. It's very caramelly in the nose.
So it says aroma, malty, toffee, lightly roasted, and the taste, abundance of malts, which I love. We are not drinking this room temperature.
Even though these are
fermented
English ales that sometimes do come to you at room temperature, no, we are not. These are all from the fridge, and I have a cooler on the side with my beers.
I have one. Yeah, I have a little. Well, it's not a cooler, but it's got insulated, and then there's ice in it. Mine, the lagers, you tend to want to drink around 45 degrees. Mm-hmm. I sometimes will put it in the freezer right before I drink it for maybe like 5 minutes, just to get that really crispness out of it, especially when I'm drinking something like a Kolsch, which we were talking about earlier, which is actually top from it, whatever. Anyways. Now, that's a good question. So this is an English fine ale. In England, would they drink something like this at this temperature, or would they drink it at room temperature? Because they do drink beers at room temperature in England, don't they? But are they fermented differently?
Well, it's because they're from a cask, so you wouldn't really...
okay, so they're not carbonated. Yeah.
Right. So you wouldn't have it cold at that point, because then the pressure would get too great.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I like this, because it does have a maltiness, but there's a sharpness to it that I like.
Our master brewer uses crystal and pale malts with Challenger, Pilgrim, First Gold, and Goldings hops to deliver a beautifully malty ale with subtle notes of toffee and fruit, especially fine with English roasts, sausages, and pies.
Yes, to all that. Now I want a sausage. Maybe I'll get some spotted dick. That has sausage in it, doesn't it? I'm not crazy.
I'm going to ignore this person here.
Me?
Mhm.
Why? Spotted dick is an actual thing. And I
It is.
believe that it has sausage in it. It sounds naughty, but it was a legitimate question.
It is.
Bastard. Okay, what's the ABV on this one?
I don't know.
Let's see. Brewed in England by Moreland Brewing, Westgate Street, Bury St. Edmunds, Suffolk. That was not good English at all, I'm sorry.
This might actually be our highest one. It is... Wait, that's Old Crafty. Old Crafty Hen. Okay.
Oh, it's superior, apparently. Allegedly.
4.1.
So it is not the highest thus far.
No. Well, it has another version. Yeah, this brand has been expanded to include Old Crafty Hen, a 6.5 ABV ale, Old Golden Hen, a golden colored 4.1 beer, and Old Hoppy Hen, a 4.2 ABV pale ale. But this one in particular,
I like that though. Old crafty hen. Old golden hen. Old happy hen. I like that. That's a nice way. Are you saying that you're young, Stooges? Because I don't believe that at all.
or he's saying that he met a old Russian woman.
Or he met a god. One of the two.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
An old goddess from the old world.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
What's her name? In American Gods, the one that was an old woman, a young woman, and a like middle-aged woman. Oh, love that character.
You have gone.
That's how old I am. I know I don't look like it, but I am.
And I'm 21.
41.
21.
Okay, you can be whatever age you want to be.
Cool, then I'm 57.
Then why do you keep getting mad when I call you 40?
Because I'm 25.
Don't understand what's going on. Looks like we have one person watching over on Facebook. Thank you, one person. We're not quite sure who you are, but we love you
Might
nonetheless.
be me, actually. Because I have it on.
That's true. Never mind. It's just self-love, which we all should be doing. I really enjoy this, going back to beer. It is very yummy.
Oh yeah, that was actually this week, where my work got.
Oh yeah, it was National
Brought-
Ice Cream Day, right?
Well, that was besides the point. That was actually 2 days later.
That is funny. They didn't like.
National
Anyway.
Ice Cream Day, I think, was on Friday. On Wednesday, my work brought in a ice cream truck,
Ice cream truck.
and so they actually
play
did.
annoying music over and over again.
No, this is actually a stay-at-home mom that converted an actual old ice cream truck,
That's amazing.
and so she does it for like special events and things
That's
like that.
awesome.
Yeah. So they did bring the novelty ice creams as well.
Like
so
the
I got the
creepy SpongeBob.
I got the SpongeBob SquarePants with the gumball ice cream or the gumball. It was a weird flavor. It was fruit punch and cotton candy flavor.
I don't think those two go together very well.
Uh,
Did they?
It was okay. It was just a little weird because you get fruit punch and then you get cotton candy. Not together. It's just like one after another. And then I saved my gumballs in the packaging. And I shifted and lost the gumballs to the floor. Because we were still
It's
outside.
like something you would do.
Yeah.
But
they
that's
also,
okay.
But they also had a Beast Boy ice cream
A what?
Beast Boy from Teen Titans.
Oh, Beast Boy.
But he was sour apple flavored, and that did not sound good.
Well, I guess it makes sense, though. He's green.
Yeah. And then they had the Captain America shield. It was with a gumball right in the middle. It was cherry flavored. Because, America.
Fuck yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So.
I do not.
I do. I do.
What were they? Did they have...
They just were made
characters?
to look like... Yeah.
Or not characters. Well, I guess they are characters.
They were made to try to look like Hulk Hogan had, and
that's creepy and awesome. No, when I was little, my neighborhood never had ice cream trucks, and I can count on one hand the amount of times I got ice cream from an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's where we're going.
This way, yes.
It's so exciting. Oh my god, you look so different in that picture.
This one?
Yeah, without the big beard.
It was years ago, yeah. I need to change that, but I don't have
I
anything.
like it, though. It's like then and now. You look good in it. Just keep it.
Oh,
I am, speaking of, I saw your so his Facebook picture is him in his wizarding outfit. And we went to well, they called it a beer festival. It was more of a beer meetup / second prom. So basically, it was awesome. We've talked about it before, but it was amazing.
And we did a short stream from there, too.
We did. We tried our darndest. We did a good amount of stream. But, so, there was a bunch of local beer, which is great. But basically, you just paid, and they gave you a cup, and you got as much as you wanted.
Yeah.
There was not a limit. We didn't buy butter beer.
Because that was actually, you had to pay for it.
$10 a cup.
For like a small little cup.
But it wasn't, it was liquor. So it wasn't like a brewed beer. And we're fine. And then at some point, they had some bands that came on and they did Sorting Hat stuff up on the stage. And then at one point, the DJ comes on and starts playing all this stuff from the 90s and early aughts. And we were all around that age. Like, I think there were more people around our age, like mid to late 30s, early 40s, than there was anyone in their 20s. There were definitely people in their 20s there, but you had to be 21 and up, obviously, to go to the festival. And so it was just a bunch of people dancing to like 90s and early aught music. That's literally what it was, and I had the best time. It was so awesome.
Oh yeah, if it ever came back, I would do that in a heartbeat.
100%.
Because
it was so much
there
fun.
was no limit on beer.
Right, that's the big thing. Speaking of, drink yours. I'm beating you.
Which did become a problem when I got home. I did not feel well and threw up all that ESB.
Oh, but the ESB was so good. Where was it from?
It's right down the street. Yeah, right down the street.
It's from Orf. Orf was right down the street? Oh,
yep.
I'm going to have to try that. No, the ESB, English Styles Bitters is one of my favorite styles that I can't find a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually one of the first things that I tried over at Skull Mechanics too, and really enjoyed there. It's got a lot of flavor, but it's a pretty low ABV.
Well, this was an Earl Grey
relatively,
ESB.
Yeah.
So that's what put it over the top, is that not only was it an ESB, which, like you're saying, is not that easy to find. There are some places that do make them, but this was also an English or a Earl Grey flavored.
We'll do that.
Okay.
That'll be good. So this next one is do we have a picture for that one? That one we should have a picture of because I didn't fuck it up. Yeah, but speaking of the festival that we were talking about, it is it is a traveling thing, so it goes to a lot of different cities. So you definitely should check it out.
They're based out of Las Vegas.
Yes. But they had a pretty awesome setup. I was very pleased. Beep. But we are getting ready to go to our next one.
Galveston.
Which we're so excited about.
I am really looking forward to that.
All right. So the next one we're doing is Oscar Blues. They actually have a tap room here in Austin.
They actually brew here too.
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot. They are originally though out of where are they out of?
I haven't had Anno
Colorado?
1600 in a long time. Yeah.
Colorado?
They're based out of Colorado. Yes.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
But they do have a location here in Austin.
Which is why it says Austin, Texas.
And so they actually brew everything here, for the most part, and then just ship it out for like regional purposes. But that's also why we have Cigar Cities, because it's also brewed here.
Okay. Did I just lose my mind, or did Stooges just add a picture? That wasn't there before, like even like 10 minutes ago, right?
I feel like
I don't know. That looked like it just... Did you just do that? And it might be from the Rolling Stones song, BT Dubs. Anyways. So as you can see, we're going back to the yellow golden color of the... I gotta get the right... There we go. Of the lager. But yeah, so last year on my birthday... we did the brewery run at Oscar Blues and drank there, and I won a yoga mat because birthday magic, and yeah, we had a really good time. It's a nice. They've got a really awesome stage. It's a big open area that they got.
This is the one I did not go to, right?
No, you did, because you did some work there.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the year before.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said last year.
Consider that okay.
Anyways,
I just okay.
It is like gold. It's like golden sunshine.
It's like
the
my
girls
hair,
from the women drinking beer podcast. They have like color. It's like liquid sunshine, things like that.
I like this.
It's like
it's been a while since I've had this one too. Yeah.
It's one that I usually drink from them because they have some other ones that I don't love. But this one is always just a good, solid lager.
I don't know why, like, just because they're here and I've had most of their stuff, I don't know why, but I always not go to their brewery.
Well, it's pretty far for you.
Well, even if I'm in that area, I will pick something else.
Yeah. Because it's not local. It is and it isn't.
It is and it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at the Texas Craft Brewers Festival.
But this one is probably the cleanest color out of the two lagers we've had this far.
Yeah.
Super crisp, super clean.
This is, yes.
Again, it's going to go with a lot of things because it's just, I know this is going to sound really stupid, but it tastes like beer.
This is slightly, like it has a little sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
A little straw flavor, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually very complex for a Pilsner. And I'm really glad that you put this up against the Old Speckled Hen because now I don't know what I'm going to pick.
I don't know either. I think if I had to pick one that I would want to drink at a party, more than one, I would pick the Mama's Little. Yeah.
4.7. So we're still under 5% on all of these beers. Still, everything so far has been under 5%.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think any of them should be. Well, I don't know about yours. The Double Bock, maybe.
Yeah, the Double Bock definitely is. It's like 8%.
I love a Doppelbock.
It's the same thing.
Yes. But I like saying Doppel.
Doppel bottles. This is
really yummy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go with Oscar Blues on this one.
I don't know.
Now, I will say, in fairness, it might also be the season for me because it's very hot. I can picture drinking a bunch of this right now when I get home from work. I'm sweaty, I'm gross, and about to take a shower. I'd want this over that. But move 2 months into the future here, I might want to drink more of that because
when you're
it's
going
got
to be sweaty and hot. And...
Well, that's fair. But I'm trying to get into the more wintry feeling and more comfy feeling. This is very, like I said, crisp and clean.
Okay, so take temperature and your sensibility out, you're still going to go with the pills.
Because that's what I like. And this is a conversation we had a lot. This is what I enjoy flavor profile wise, is just simplicity sometimes.
All right.
But that's just me. I think I would still drink the shit out of this one though.
Based on complexity and flavor, I would probably have to go with the Old Speckled Hen. I was not expecting myself to say that, but I do like that kind of caramel, kind of dried fruit flavor. I think it kind of won out in the end compared to the, yeah. So let me put that up there too.
It's a hard one because they are both very good. But I just know for me, what I would want on a regular basis is the Mama's Little Yellow. That's just my flavor preference. I love it that it's like a stop sign. It's
Yeah.
like, me.
Yeah, right there.
I'm
sorry.
sorry. His body is making a lot of noises today. I mean,
My body always makes noises.
that's
and
what
she
happens
says
when
it's
you're in your 40s. So.
Not there yet.
What does that have to do with puberty? Oh, are they biting you on your face? I was like, what is going on? I'm one of those people that mosquitoes absolutely adore. They're like, there are all these people to choose from out at this party. We're going to go for that bitch. She's tasty. I don't know what it is with her blood. And they say that if you drink more beer, they don't like your blood anymore. It's not fucking true.
I've heard it's the opposite of that.
Really? Damn it.
But just know if you're around Goldie, you're safe.
Why? Do they like her more?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I have to see this. Though, I don't get to see Melissa outside very often. Outside of her house, yes. Outside, no. Like when she told me that they were like going to this haunted house, I was like, wait, she's leaving the house? She's willingly staying in it. I was like, oh wait, it's a house.
She's moving from one location to another within the confines.
Oh, this is really good. But this is my preference, so.
So, yeah. So, we're split on this one.
We're split. That means thus far it is even.
Yes.
We've got 2 votes for England. No,
There we
1
go.
vote for England. Oh, we got 2 votes for America. So it's not even.
Yes. Well, 3 votes for America, 1 vote for England.
Yes. Sorry, England. But we have another one coming up next, so who knows? I do love a Pilsner. It is one of my favorite styles. I'm gonna admit, Kolsch being up there. But again, we've talked about this. It's one of my favorite styles. I just like a nice, clean, good beer. I love me an Oktoberfest. I'm really ready to wear my dirndl. And I just want to say dirndl over and over again. Dirndl. You're a dirndl.
Your face is a dirndl.
Is anyone out there in Mixer Land drinking anything yummy?
Or everywhere land. Because we're not just
Oh, that's right. Or Facebook Land. I am so sorry.
Facebook, Twitch.
I have been to the Hofbrau in Germany. I have not drank beer from I was 16 at the time.
Boo.
I could have drank, and
You
I
could've.
just I was too much of a goody two-shoes. And we were told not to drink, so I didn't.
By your parents.
I did have a root beer, I think.
Ooh,
But I
you rebel.
hate root beer. So, 'cause I'm weird.
Root beer's delicious.
You know what works? Lemons or limes. Rub them on your arms and legs. But the downside is like you might look like you have somebody's DNA all over you. But there's a lot of, like, last year we went to Oktoberfest at Bluebonnet Brewery, and they had some lovely beers there.
Yep.
We should do that again if we can.
Oktoberfest? Yeah.
Bluebonnet. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
They had good music. They had good beer.
Well, they had music.
It was good music.
It was music. Hey, Miguken.
Miguken. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
My diet does not cut out alcohol. I could probably lose a lot more weight if it did, but I want to live my life the way I want to live it.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. Ha 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 ha.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, I know. I apologize immediately already.
And yet he refuses to, like, participate in the dad joke competition because he's like...
Because I would have lost.
Well, that's...
Badly.
Well, we are so glad that you're here, Miguken.
You have to understand, these people are professional dad jokers.
You're just... Ooh, this smells really good. So what are we drinking, Mr. Tucker?
Oh, I didn't put it up.
That's okay.
I apologize to all as I don't look at the camera.
I keep trying. I have a really bad habit of looking at myself in this computer or this television screen or over here because I'm vain and I like to look at myself. Especially today because my hair is like super clean and pretty. So I'm trying not to. I'm trying to look at the camera
stringy.
and only slightly stringy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is stringy. Well, not stringy. Anyways. Beer! Fuller's London's Pride Outstanding Premium Ale.
It's not London's, it's just London Pride.
Did I say London's?
Yeah.
I thought I just said London Pride.
You said London's Pride, but it really doesn't matter.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, I didn't even need to do that.
I'm on that new diet Slim Slow. Oh, God. I just got it. I was like, what? Oh. Anyways, London Pride.
Okay.
Slim Fast. Yeah, it took me a second too. Yep. Walk right into that one. Take it away. Fuller's London Pride.
So, Fuller's London Pride, made by Fuller's Brewery.
I love their little griffin.
Yeah.
Where'd my hand go?
It is disappeared.
I have no hands, Mom. Okay, anyways.
And thank you for shaving.
I don't have to if I don't want to.
You don't.
But I did because I had to. For me. Anyways. London Pride.
London Pride. The outstanding premium ale.
Outstanding.
4.7% alcohol. Again, staying in that under 5% alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Which is another reason that's a good comparison. These are both kind of the same genre of, like, I don't want to say easy drinking ales, but these beers, essentially when they were first produced, were for the working people.
Yeah, they're for everyday drinking.
And sometimes ales were included, or beer was included in your
wages.
Yeah, in your wages, especially in England. That was just how you got some of your nutrients and stuff. You know, if you didn't get food, at least you got your beer.
I mean, Guinness is a full meal in a can. It's 90 calories per serving, but it does have a lot of vitamins in it.
Vitamins, as my mother says.
It has a lot of vitamins to it.
Vitamins. Vitamina vitamin.
Vitamin or vegemin.
Vitamina vegemin.
So, authentic, original, and full of character, London Pride is unmistakably London's beer, brewed with a rich, distinctive base of British malt and diverse blend of Target, Goldings, Challenger, and North Down hops for vibrancy and balance.
Yes, this is very lovely. Right now, I love this one.
Yep.
So, what part of England is Fuller's in?
England.
England?
They are from London Pride.
Oh. I'm pretty.
Yeah, they are from London.
Okay.
They brew there, and
I really like this. It's very yummy.
they do have another one called Vintage Pride. It is the London Pride, but it is aged, and it comes in its own box.
Ooh.
And it's around Christmas time that it comes out. It's very, very good as well.
So the London Pride is a little bit sweeter than the Old Speckled Hen, I think.
Yes.
And hey, Maroon, how's it going?
Hello there.
I really enjoy this.
Yeah, no, this is very
This
good.
is a really nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
It's, yeah, like you said, it is a little sweeter than Old Speckled Hen. It's not as caramelly, but you still do get a little caramel to it.
Yeah.
But it's like a sweeter caramel, like a little lighter in the
Yeah.
caramel.
I wouldn't call it sweet, but there was something on the finish on the Speckled Hen that took a lot of that malt off of the tongue. It's
And this is more on the malt forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like a little sweetness and then like malt.
Yeah. I like it.
No, it's great. The London Pride.
You know, it's very... I mean, see, you can say London Pride and no one gets weirded out. You say American Pride and it starts sounding creepy.
Well, you just talked about a city versus a country. That was unnecessary.
It was not.
That was very unnecessary.
Sorry.
I will not reciprocate in kind.
I wouldn't blame you if you did. Might hit you again, but I wouldn't blame you. Sorry.
So yeah, I like this a lot.
America. Fuck yeah.
I'm just speechless right now.
About what?
I just got Me Too'd.
It happens. I'm not really saying that, ladies. I'm just, it's just.
Yeah, be like Angela Lansbury. Where
What's
she's like,
Angela?
shut up and take a dick.
Angela Lansbury said that?
It was like when the Me Too movement was like starting, she got it. She was just like, you know what? Some people just need to shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's nice. Anyway. I really, really like this, and I'm proud of London.
Me too. Good job, London, on not sucking.
That is where my parents will be starting on Saturday. And I get to go stay with my boyfriend, Bo. He is my boyfriend, but he is a dog. So not like a sexual boyfriend, just like we're like connected and bonded like a boyfriend and girlfriend, but he's a dog. But he doesn't belong to me.
But is he licensed and bonded?
What does that even mean?
Like a contractor.
Stop. Yes,
In
we're
the
so
name of love.
No, collaborate and listen. Anyways, you know what? I think we're gonna do.
Another beer.
Yes, we're gonna do the double bock with this
Ooh,
one. I think.
all right.
Or do you want to do the stone?
No, it's up to you. It's your choosing.
Okay. Well, this is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna save this one. We're gonna do this one last, and now I realize why.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I told you.
and yes.
I've had it before, and I know what it is.
All right. This one, though, is probably the highest ABV. No, it's not probably. It is the highest ABV thus far. It's a tropical lager. It's Tropic of Thunder. It's from Stone Brewery, and it's 5.8 ABV. Stone Brewery out of Virginia. Really?
Well, they have a location in Virginia. But...
Well, this one was brewed out of... Oh, it doesn't say. Escondido. We're going to say California.
Escondido.
Escondido.
Which is right outside San Diego.
Okay. I will read aloud a recitation.
Please do.
It says, maroon yourself. Imagine you set sail for a 3-hour tour. Let's say from the port of Escondido. Work with us here. The weather started getting rough. Your tiny ship, but not lunch, thankfully, was tossed. Long story short, you're marooned on a remote island somewhere near the Tropic of Thunder. The good news is that the captain of the SS Stone and her brewing kit were among the small cast of colorful characters that survived the rough voyage with you. Mainstay Citra and Mosaic, along with newcomer Cashmere hops, are joined by their juicy tropical aromas of citrus, pineapple, and coconut. Try singing all of that together in a catchy tune. I'm not going to. The rescue ship will find you all soon enough. For now, set aside the non-working cell phone and the lack of social media. Again, work with us here. Kick back and revel in your moment of tropic island lagoon serenity. There we go.
There you go.
Tropic of Thunder Lager.
As you can see right there.
Yes, it is a 5.8.
5.8, the highest we've had. We've just
today.
Broken, we have just broken the alcohol ABV.
How do you break an ABV?
By going above 5.
That's not what you said, though. We just broke the ABV, is what you said.
Yeah, for today.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to ruin my carpet here.
You did it first.
With water.
No one cares.
Oh, no,
yes,
trust me,
because
Goldie has ruined this
I
carpet.
was about to say, I was like, because this carpet is so clean. All right, so we've got some fruity flavors in here. Let's take a sniff. Oh, speaking of, there's the ice cream truck. Ooh.
So
A lot of citrus on that nose.
To me, it's very hoppy.
Okay, yeah.
It
That
smells like a
too.
pale ale to me.
We're getting there, Stu. Just patience. But I will agree with that.
Just tastes like a pale ale to me. It's a very hoppy pale ale. A very hoppy lager.
I enjoy it, but I'm
No.
already going to go with London Pride on this one.
Oh, 100%.
100%. So that means we have a tie right now. But I agree with you. I would not have categorized this as a lager.
I mean, coming from Stone, I get it. I mean, it's kind of like something coming from Sierra Nevada. It's going to be very hoppy. For the most part.
I will say, to change it up to a little bit of news, because it's not news, but we talked about the lawsuit between Stone and Keystone.
Yes.
I heard, because I am out of data, so I can't listen on my phone right now, I've been listening to the radio, and I heard a Keystone Light ad, and they said Stone, and just Stone, a lot. Like, it was almost blatant, like, fuck you, Stone. Almost.
Wait, you're still out of data?
Yes. I have 6 more days.
Okay.
And it costs $15 to get 1 gigabyte more, and it's like, that's not worth it. Yeah. And I was like, and I thought if
What are we at now? Okay, so is it 5 to 5?
What?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
The score. I was going to put the score up.
Oh. It's 3-3. 0 for Boddingtons. We got 1 for Speckled Hen.
Yeah,
2
you're right.
for this. 1 for this. 2 for this.
You're right.
Yeah, because I can count.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. You finish your story.
I forgot what I was talking about.
I apologize.
That's okay. Oh, data and my phone. Yes. So it was.
Because I ruined it for everyone.
I wonder if we can find it. The radio. Anyways. So the lawsuit, if you don't know what we're talking about, Stone Brewery obviously is Stone Brewery. Keystone Light has been rebranding lately, and they are just putting Stone on their can. And so all it says is Stone. And then, like I was saying, this radio ad was just like, grab yourself a stone. Like, and it was just like, they said Stone a bunch. And as someone who drinks like Stone Brewery stuff, it was just kind of like, that's questionable and I wouldn't do that. But that's just me. We're going to a lot of effort of this.
I want the effort. I'm sorry.
I approve of the effort. I'm not complaining. I was just like, I am very impressed though that you just were like, fuck yeah, and just stuck that shit up. Like him and Goldie, they just come in and they're like, and maybe over there. No,
Yeah.
over here. No, down by like, yeah, there we go. Up a little. That's good. Stop.
You just got me too'd by numbers.
I had it coming.
All right.
Again, I don't actually approve of that when it comes to the Me Too movement. Sorry, ladies. Though I think, sadly, the majority of our
I don't think anyone would
audience,
be offended by being me too'd by numbers.
No, but I don't like
Unless you're an
to
accountant.
make feel people who have been victims in
Yes.
the past,
This is true.
myself
So
included.
we apologize to all accountants out
it's
there.
just accountants. I just don't want them to think, because there's just going to be that one person that's going to swoop in and be like, and tell me their life story, and it's like, I don't need your life story. As I tell my kids in my class, it's like, I don't need your life story.
I don't want your laugh.
I don't. Though this next year I've decided we're just going to have like a 10-minute, like, tell me anything you want, because that's what kids want. And I will, it's like, but other people can't talk. If you have the stick, you're the only one that gets to talk, and everyone else has to listen. Anyways, I digress. But yes, the London Pride is great. The Stone Tropic of Thunder Lager is
good.
great,
It's
but it
just
does
not-
taste like a pale ale.
Based on what we're going for today, it did not work out. Therefore, the score is 3-3.
Yeah, it didn't fit the profile. So I have one more. You have one more?
Technically, I have 2, but
Okay.
I threw one more in at the last second.
Okay.
Because I saw it in my fridge.
Cool. Oh, I like that. Well, maybe we won't include it for the scoring, and it'll just be like, a toast.
I like that.
Are we Mario now?
Sure. Wahoo!
Do you have Wii games? Can I borrow some?
Wii games?
Yes, for a Wii. We have one at work, and we only have one game right now. Nope, we have 2 games. We have Just Dance and Mario Kart.
Yeah, we have lots of Wii games.
Can I borrow some?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Is that what we're doing right now? You're going to go through the...
Not right this very second, no. Apparently right this very second. I was just like, while I was thinking about it.
Well,
like,
you see the... and that's just like a portion
oh,
of
you do have some. Well, I need child appropriate ones, so.
it.
Like 10 and under.
There's some Barbie games. There's Pimp My Ride. There's...
Okay.
yeah.
Some kids had problems with Mario Kart. It was too hard for them. Because you know when
Some
you
people on
drive,
the
you drive
stream
like
have
this.
A problem with Mario Kart 2.
I have a medical condition.
So do they. It's called being dumb and young.
That's not a medical condition.
It's a medical condition I had.
I can't respond to that. I don't know. I was like,
Ha! Lawyered.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna call it Goldie. I love how she complains that you never clean up, and like her stuff was everywhere. It's like slightly disgusting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not like dirty, but it's messy.
Oh, there's cans all over the place, like empty,
pink
sparkling water cans.
Is that pink apple rosé? I thought it said pink supple rosé. I was like, that's a weird name.
Well, that's apple there. There's the white peach over there.
It's good though.
Yeah, she did her Friday stream and drank. She said 5. I do see 5 cans in here. So
5 of those at 5% each is not as terrible as what we're doing right now.
She was very hungover.
I hate. No, that's not true. I love drinking when I'm hungover, but then I keep drinking and then I get hungover again, and it's just like.
It does help, though. I will say, like.
It does.
When you're like, oh God, nothing will help. Water's not helping. Medicine's not helping, and you're like, let's just try this hair of the dog thing, and then you try it, and you're like,
it does.
Oh my God, this
exactly.
is amazing.
Thanks, X Chrono 6.
Well, coffee does work too.
Oh, love coffee. But I will say, so I drank like a whole bottle of wine on Friday night, and then I drank another one on Saturday night, and I was hungover most of the day on Saturday, and why is the last one like one?
That well, because the number isn't there, like the level in chat, like suddenly went away.
Boo!
That's weird. But
Chrono.
thank you for this.
Yes, thank you, Chrono. How are you doing today? I hope you're enjoying yourself.
And just as a reminder, you have till Tuesday morning to use your Sparks on partnered streamers.
Oh, I should do that. I got a bunch.
Yeah.
I have to watch Goldie tomorrow.
You'll have to. I know it's very tough to do.
Get to.
You'll have to do it.
Get to. Well, no, I'm just saying I never remember to use that.
You know where else you could use it?
Where?
On Bear Tonight.
I'm having dinner with my parents.
And then
I don't want to watch Bear.
Okay.
It's Sunday. It is my Sunday. I came here.
It's Sunday Fun Day. Woo!
Sunday Fun Day. Okay, you are next. I'm not quite done, but if you want to get your picture ready, get your beer open. I love that most of his are in bottles and all of mine are in cans.
Yes, most of mine. Well, because that's the English thing. Is like.
This is true.
Except for the pub can, that was just because of the way they do it. It's to try to do the, like, if you were having it in a pub, so you have to have the widget, and most times it's easier to do it in the can than it is the bottle.
Saying that. Widget.
Not to be confused with Wicket, the character created by George Lucas for a 13-year-old Warwick Davis. 9? I thought he was 13.
9.
Okay, for a 9-year-old Warwick Davis on the set of Return of the Jedi.
He turned 10, I think, on the set.
I always thought he was 13. Okay.
No. Oh, you look at the pictures. He's definitely younger than 13. And then George Lucas specifically wrote Willow for Warwick, and then he was 19, I think, when it was filmed. 19 or 18.
That's not possible.
It is.
Because if he was 9 in 1982...
Yeah.
Or 1981 or 1982... So...
I'm still right.
No, you're fine.
I'm always right. I may have to watch Willow tonight. Did I mention to you guys that Willow's my favorite movie? I think I might have.
By the way, the Plex is back up. If you.
Oh, is it? I haven't been on it in a second.
Oh,
Okay, so Willow came out in 1988, and Return of the Jedi came out in 83.
mm-hmm.
So let me do the math.
So if he was 9 in
10. I thought. I'm going to check. Any of us could be wrong. Return. He's still... I don't think he's 50 yet. Okay, so Jedi came out in 83.
Truth.
Okay, it doesn't have his age. Oh, because I'm not on the right one. Hold on. Okay, Warwick Davis was born in 1970. So in 83, fuck it, he would have been 13. I'm sorry. But he was still 18. No. That's when Return of the Jedi came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not when it was filmed.
It was filmed a year or two before that, yes.
So he's probably 10. It's on his thing.
Okay.
Hold on.
So when Return of the Jedi came out, he was 13. So I'm not wrong.
No.
But he was at worst 11 or 12 when it was actually being filmed.
Okay. I'm trying
Either
to
way.
find... Because there's a whole story.
Here's where we're on now. As you can see, it has a foil top on it. We're going to see if I can do this with this thing. It's not always the best with it. Yeah. Worked halfway.
There was a whole story about his grandmother. And he's told it before. Anyways, I think in a sense both of us are right.
So,
But
are you
anyways.
saying George Lucas also wrote Howard the Duck?
Big Ed! How's it going? No, he is not. Wait, he was born in 1970. Is he 50 now? What's math? 70 to 80, 80
He's
to 90.
49.
Yeah. Fuckers!
I know this because he's 10 years older than I am. I mean, he's...
Wait. Big Ed, you
50.
cannot be older than Warwick Davis. And it's Warwick. You don't say the other double.
Like Brennan Gleeson?
You mean Donald Gleason?
No, Brennan Gleeson.
Oh, the other brother.
As in the
No.
the
Big
father.
Ed, you look great. You do not look 51.
You look like a spry 40-year-old. I don't know what that means, but...
All right. Back to beers. Samuel Smith's Nut Brown. Oh, this smells fantastic.
It shows.
Sorry, I'm easily distracted by anything Warwick Davis. I'm gonna stop now.
So I will probably say, like, Samuel Smith is one of my favorite English-making beer companies, or English beer companies. They're the same company that makes... nope, that's Wells. Never mind. All right, so Wells makes banana bread. Samuel Smith makes this, the Nut Brown Ale. So I'm not wrong. It is one of my favorite English
It smells
ales.
fucking good. Oh my god.
Yes.
Life is Short is so amazing. I was like, why was this not a second season? And then we talked about this for the last season of Idiot Abroad with him and what's the guy's name? I know, it's like Carl Pilkington. Oh my god. But no, Warwick, I loved that in the show. We're going to stop just for a second. Just that Life is Short, that he played this like crazy, like that he had like a regular size wife and they were getting a divorce. It was amazing. It was so meta.
So was Life is Short is a...
Oh my god, I know. Yes, it's totally fictionalized.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just kind of like Idiot Abroad, but for Warwick.
Oh, no, because he's
Okay.
been married to a woman who I think is actually the daughter of the guy who plays C-3PO. I want to say, but I could be
Anthony
completely...
Daniels?
Not C-3PO, the other
Kenny
one.
Baker?
Yes. I want to say, but that could be
R2D2.
completely wrong. Yeah. But they met on the set of Willow, and she is also
Is she also a
person
peck?
of no, she's a person of short stature. Yeah, completely. Oh, Peter Burrows, that's who it is. Who's not.
His father-in-law is Peter Burrows, the director of Willow Management. He is the father-in-law of actor.
We'll click on it. It's
Yes.
like he was in.
Let's
I guess he was in Doctor Who and stuff like that, but he was an actor. Okay, so he was in Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. He was in. That's how they met. He was an Ewok, also on the set of Return of the Jedi, and he ended up marrying his daughter.
He was a bank goblin in the Harry Potter series,
Well,
in Philosopher's Stone and Deathly Hallows. So they
The two that
skipped.
he was in.
So literally the first and the last movies,
well,
because
that's
he was
the
in
only
part
one
2.
that they get into Gringotts.
They went into Gringotts multiple times.
No, yes, but those are the only movies that they go into Gringotts.
Oh, fair enough.
And
So
then
yeah, it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and then Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. So literally the first and the last movie is where he was in. His daughter Samantha is married to Warwick Davis. He has another daughter, Haley Burrows, who is also an actress. Let's see now.
But the management company that him and Orc run is called Willow Management, and it's for what's the proper term?
Oh, he was
People
a
of-
swinging Ewok.
People of short stature. It's
Little people?
no, they don't. It's not little people. It's. Do they prefer little people now? What's the
I
right
thought that
one?
was the term. So he's been in
don't know,
Return of the
I'm sorry.
Jedi as a swinging Ewok, Willow, The Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and then he set up Willow Management, an agency for short actors, along with co-actor Warwick Davis. He portrayed a bank. Okay, I said that.
Anyways. Okay.
And he was also in Flash Gordon.
Does anyone else want to say anything else about Willow or Warwick Davis or anything else? Because we're
Willow's
gonna
an
move.
amazing movie.
It is.
Labyrinth and The Dark Crystal are, I hate saying this word, but they are my life. I love both those movies.
I'm
And
so excited for the show.
end of this month will be on Netflix,
Oh my
the Dark
God.
Crystal show on Netflix, which is going to be
Really
amazing.
excited.
Big Ed is old,
Ooh,
and as
Opening
a reminder,
weekend.
he is old,
he is old.
and he saw it opening night. Doesn't matter.
Still
It's
don't believe it though. You look great.
still amazing that you got to see it at
I
opening
know.
weekend.
I'm jelly. I have seen it in the theaters. I have seen a 35 millimeter print, and it's beautiful. And I
I saw
love it.
Willow in theaters when it originally came out.
Oh, are you talking Willow or are you talking Return of the Jedi?
The answer to both is yes.
Okay.
Willow.
Well, that one came out in '88.
Haha, you got catbotted.
What is Catbot and what
Catbot
is
is Mixer's or self policing. I don't know why it took that off.
Well, it kind of looks like bitch.
I guess so, but
it's
you can
not.
write bitch and it would still not.
Somebody write bitch and see if it gets removed. I know, but we're trying to figure out why Catbot
Yeah, it's a typo for
erased
both.
it.
What Big Ed actually meant to say was, "Hey there,
Yeah,
Delilah."
see?
Yeah.
What's new, pussycat?
Whoa,
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 whoa.
Okay. And scene. Nut brown ale smells really good.
By the way, I forget which comedian it is, but I love that they had Itch.
Interesting.
But they have a joke about going to the bar and putting on
Oh my god.
what's
What's
new Pussycat, but
Over.
they put it in
over.
$15 worth of it, so it went for
Over.
50 times in a row, and they're like, yeah, it's fun to see a bar go from oh yeah, I like this song, to hear it the second time, and they're like, wait, is this song just longer than I remember it being? To it continuing on again, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, did someone just put this in twice and it's just longer than and then it just keeps going until the point that like the bartender has to go over and turn off the thing because they think that it's glitched and it just is repeating it.
Well, I think he said also that they did one other Tom Jones song and then it went straight back to What's New Pussycat. And it was just like him telling it is just hilarious. You should look it up. It's funny. Ooh. Really, Stooges. This is really good. Please
Yes,
tell me more about the nut brown ale because I want to know about.
Would
all
you
the
like
nuts.
to know more?
I would.
All
right. It's like it's got this. I don't know how to.
It has a nutty.
Yes, well, it's definitely nutty, but it's like I don't know. It's yummy, and I like it. Brown ale.
That's so it is
brewed with well water.
It's brewed with what water?
Well water.
Oh, well water.
That's what it said. I'm just reading it.
It is also registered with the Vegan Society, suitable for vegans and vegetarians.
Ooh. That's always nice to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I am not a vegan or a vegetarian, but it is good to know when hosting friends.
Yes, I am one of those things, but I am not the other.
He's a vegetable.
I am a vegetable.
Are you the Eggman?
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
You're definitely not a walrus.
So this is 5% alcohol. So again, going back to lower percentages.
Yes. Which is good because
yeah.
I picked a doozy for the last one.
It has per
100 grams.
Per 100 grams, it has 182 kilojoules, or 44 kcals. Figure it out. And go.
I don't know.
You can see her brain just like hurting and just like
it's just shriveling.
Shriveling into a corner and going like, no.
It's just rocking.
No. Don't want to do this anymore.
We have to update the score.
I thought it did.
Well, no, because this one.
Yeah, that was versus this.
One. No.
That was. Yeah.
One.
Two.
Wait, one,
yeah.
2, 3. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
I'm pretty, and math is fun.
I kind of almost wish that Facebook wouldn't tell you when people joined you, because they're also.
Even mean?
It just means
they
like
watched it or they clicked on
that
it.
they clicked on it and they're like, "Oops, I didn't mean to do that," and then they leave.
Or they watched it for a second and then they left. There we go. Now they're out of the shot.
But this is really nice.
It's super yummy.
It is a nut brown ale.
It's a 750 millimeter bottle.
It's a 550.
It's not quite a bomber.
Yeah. It tells you up here it is 550 milliliters, so it is 3/4 of a bottle of wine.
So we could have gotten it on Friday at the Merchant du Vin thing if it was there. There's this really.
I don't know if they were doing this one for a sample.
I don't know, but we don't know.
Yes.
So there's a picture on the back here that says "rousing," which I assume is one of the brewers. Fermentation in stone Yorkshire squares to redistribute the flocculent Oldbury yeast strain.
I understood none of that.
I know, but that's what it says.
Well, let's show everyone, I guess, if we can. Oops. See?
There's a guy standing next to a tub.
You can see him on the left there.
They're redistributing flocculent something.
Rousing during fermentation in apostrophe stone. Oh, stone Yorkshire squares.
Yes.
Okay. To redistribute the flocculent old brewery yeast strain. So I guess that's their way of reusing the yeast.
Yes.
As oh yeah, I know I didn't record that, but when I went to Real Ale for it wasn't this year's Barks for Beers, but the year before, I went with some friends to Real Ale, and while they were drinking, I stepped outside because I was going to do a solo stream. And then I saw people lining up to go do a tour, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go do that. So I did the tour with their brewmaster, and I asked him, like, how many times do you reuse your yeast? And he said they tend to try to use it about 20 to 25 times. Sorry, 20 to 23 times. They will try to use the same yeast until it can't produce enough, or it can't eat enough of the sugars,
Right.
to the point that they can't use it anymore. So then they kind of retire it and put it in an old folks or an old yeast's home to live out its good days.
It goes to the farm. It goes to the yeast farm, and it gets to play with other yeast strains.
Up in upstate New York.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so they get to play and frolic
In the fields.
in the fields.
Yes,
so they get
yes.
to.
It's what they call putting it out to pasture.
Literally. Like Old Yeller style.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody's giving us some likes there.
Yay! We like you too.
YouTube is fun. So, as our last pair up, I'm curious to see what you have to go up against this in our British versus American ales versus lagers.
I've
This one's gonna
got a
cracked.
doozy. So we only had one other beer that was over 5%, which was
yours.
it? Oh, it was the Stone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's 5.8.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, we're gonna take a wide swing to the other side. This is an 8-point ABV. This is Devastator Double Bock from Wasatch Brewery out of Salt Lake City. And it basically says, if you're going to sin big. With 8% alcohol by volume and a creamy richness, this brew has developed a serious cult following. Imagine that. A cult following in Utah. Oh, they went there. They were like, So this is in a can. It's got a super awesome, like, bull rams. No, it's definitely a ram
You like
on
that
the
photo?
front. Oh, that's good.
Okay. It's a 6-pack with the holders.
So it's Wasatch, Utah's first craft brewery, existing since 1986. We drink our share and sell the rest.
They are part of Canarchy, so they are the same company as Cigar City and Oscar Blues.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're the same collective.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Nope, you did not, but it's just fun that Wasatch is part of that collective. The Canarchy Collective.
It is a cool beer can, right? I like it. I think it looks really cool. There's a little, it looks like, does that look like a capital? Or something? I don't know if it's the capital of Utah. I think you can take the score down now.
Nah,
It's getting a little cluttered, dude.
Here, I'll even take down Sam. Whoop. Sam Smith is where?
There.
Cool. So this is what we're talking about now. The
It's
Devastator.
a little cold. It was sitting in the ice. But,
That's fine.
so Devastator Double Bock. So it's not just a Bock. It's a double Bock. It's 8%.
It's not just a Bock. It's a double Bock.
Bock.
Or
Double
as you
Bock.
would say it in German, it's a Doppelbock.
Double Bock. don't know. That nut brown ale is gonna be hard to beat.
It is.
All right, but we're gonna see where we're at. I'm gonna let this open up and ooh, nice.
In fact, Wasatch actually has a.
I've never had anything from them. So
They have their IPA. I forget what it's called, but they do have a Texas only that uses Texas ingredients for it
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
because it's brewed here. At least that one is. I don't know if this one is.
Yes, I was just looking at stuff. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems.
I just want to show everyone this. This is what their thing used to look like.
That's awesome.
Why are you not? Oh, you know what? No, don't want that. There it is.
You know what? That nut brown ale, that would have been really yummy for a beer milkshakes. Like
Yes,
a vanilla.
agreed.
Yeah. I think that would have been really yummy. We did beer milkshakes for my birthday. To think of something else cool for next year.
Mm-hmm.
What does Goldie have planned for this year? Has she even thought about it yet?
I don't think she has anything. We'll see though.
We should plan a surprise.
Maybe.
If anybody wants to surprise Goldie for her birthday,
Maybe watching.
message. That's why I'm whispering, because they're talking to each other, so they whisper. But anyways, message us.
Snake.
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
The Devastator.
Yep. The
Wasatch.
double bock.
Double block.
Double bock lager.
Ugh. I know.
That is right in your face there.
Yeah, that's alcohol. This one was. Oh yeah, and this one I took a risk on. It just said enjoy by 10/15/19. I was like, well, it didn't say when it was canned, but it sure smells fine.
It's got a very roasty, like it's almost like coffee light or like coffee chocolate, but not
Oh, God.
quite.
That is good. That is really good. I think I
That's pretty good.
Will you shut that
Oh,
so
yep,
I
yep,
can
yep, 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 yep,
empty?
yep, 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 yep.
I really enjoyed this.
What's the difference between nut brown and blue ball? Nut brown is roasty, and I don't know. I'm not going to field that question. I'm going to leave this to cease to field the question, and I will return in just a moment.
Well, I think nut brown is before. No, nut brown is after, and blue balls is before. Before and after. But I digress. No, this is super yummy. So as you can see, it's probably the darkest color. It's got almost a red tint. You can't really see it on the thing, but if I put it up here, it's very amber. It's got a lot of red. Super roasty, super yummy. A little boozy, even though it's not like barreled in booze or anything, but it's, you can taste the alcohol, that's for sure. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. Barreled in booze, rated R. I should take my medication, but my purse is downstairs, so I'll take it later. Which is terrible. I've been really bad about taking my medication, but whatever. I haven't died, so there's that. Ooh, this is really good, y'all. I think I'm gonna have to vote for this. I think it might be a tie. Because if he votes for the nut brown and I vote for this, it's an official tie. Which is good. But I would say, if I had to pick, I would drink the nut brown ale more often, but the flavor on this fucking Devastator is amazing. And I am loving it. I'm sorry. Are you saying that you're like mellow here, Stooges? Like you don't misbehave in this chat? I would agree. You don't really misbehave in this chat. You tell some interesting jokes and stories sometimes, but they're not misbehaving. Some of them are groan worthy. I really like this beer. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
I do like it. But better than the nut brown?
Well, I was just saying when you were coming in.
Okay.
I would buy more of the nut brown because I would drink it often with lots of things at dinner time and stuff like that. But the flavor on this, I'm enjoying more. Does that make sense? So in a sense, I would say the nut brown because it's like a movie that you love. Like I watch Willow all the time. Do I think Willow is like the most superior movie in movie cinema history? No. I said I wasn't going to talk about Willow again, but I'm not. But it's the one that I love. It's kind of like the Native Texan. It's like it's a really good Pilsner, but it's not the best Pilsner ever created in all time.
I mean, here's the thing. When Val Kilmer was...
Where are you going with that one? Now I'm interested. It's like, yes.
I was going to say, when Val Kilmer was casted in Willow... Was cast in Willow.
Or was he casted? Like they made a cast of him?
They did. It was not actually Val Kilmer. Because he was already looking how Val Kilmer looks today. And so they did.
He's looking better recently, though. Oh my God, he's coming here too.
Oh my God, I saw that. And
they're doing it. No, I don't want to see it either. But they're doing a Val Kilmer Top Gun, retrospective. But
well, it's not just Top Gun. It was another movie too.
Well, are they doing the new Top Gun?
No, it was original Top Gun, and it was
Genius.
Real Genius?
Real Genius? That would be awesome.
No, it was something else. I forgot what it was, but yeah. What am I doing here?
I don't know.
I just wanted this.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, do I pick something that I would enjoy regularly every day, or do I pick the one that I'm just like, this is making me stop and think and feel? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not affecting your decision and what you vote. You can vote for whatever you want.
I'm thinking.
Okay, so let's start here. We know you love this one. How do you feel about the Devastator? I haven't really gotten that from you. Obviously, you were enjoying it, but
so no, it also has like a nice roasty, nutty flavor to it. What?
Okay, Stu, just write it again, but write fucked with an F and see if that actually does not get removed by Cat Butt. Because I don't know what this... I'm drinking more.
Or just write plucked up and maybe...
You want more? I was going to pour you more, sorry.
Oh, sure. No, I was actually going to taste the nut brown and try to make my decision.
Well... Yeah, that didn't get removed. You know, Big Ed, that is... I don't know. We're going to have to check it.
I have it where, like, Catbot should not be doing anything. I think they keep going in and just doing, like, self-monitoring on their own. Because I know I've even looked at Goldie settings, and Catbot should not be blocking anything on hers either, and it still does.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen Catbot in our stream at all.
Yeah, I think it's the first I've heard of it too, so it must be a new thing.
Because it's.
But back to Val Kilmer, I think Big Ed is right. He's been looking a lot better recently. Like he's not looking. Can you see my gray in the camera?
You mean kind of like you can see the gray in my beard? Yes.
Sorry, I'm dead now. No, but he was looking a lot better. Recently he lost a little bit of weight, and he's looking more how you would expect him to look at his age. He's not looking as good as maybe like Tom Cruise, but
yes.
He's had some work done. I mean, so has Val Kilmer, to be fair. I think he's had some work done.
Tom Cruise has also had the power of Scientology to...
this is true.
He's a Scientological vampire?
He's a vampire.
Blech.
Not the sparkly kind, though. 100%. Him and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I loved. Like, Robert Downey was great at it, but so was Val Kilmer.
I still love
And
the Saints.
then Joanna Wally was in it too. Wasn't she in that? I think she was in that.
Your unwritten, well-intentioned movie.
Aw. Can I be in it? I want to be a movie star. Well, not a movie star. I just want to be in movies. I love movies.
I've been in a movie.
Did you act in a movie, or did you stand in a costume in a movie?
I acted. I said,
Did you say it directly to an actor who was on screen?
the actor was not on screen. It was actually... I was in a crowd, and I was right in front of the camera, and one of our... I don't know if you've met him, but one of our friends was the sound guy for this movie, and he told the guy with the camera, was like, yeah, you see that guy right there? Like, focus on him. So I was an extra, and like, so I got to have my credit on IMDb being doubting audience member.
Oh.
Yes. It's a movie called Believe Me. It's got one of the main people from Chronicle. It had Michael B. Jordan. It had...
What was it about?
Basically, it's about like a bunch of college students that are trying to make money, so they...
No. College students trying to make money?
Well,
that's such an unbelievable premise. No kidding. Go ahead.
But basically, like, they find... The way they do it is they make up a fake charity of, like, digging wells in Africa.
Terrible.
And they're...
people.
And so they're going to churches and saying, like, oh, yeah, this is to, like, press the Christian cause. We need to build wells in Africa, so this is what our charity is all about. And so they're going from, like, church to church and, like, doing all these, like, motivational things to try to get money, and so they make a lot of money, and, yeah.
Then go to hell.
I don't know. But in the end, they feel guilty and...
Actually build wells in Africa?
I never watched the movie, so I don't know.
That's fair. I have never obviously starred in a movie. I've never been an extra in a movie. I was an extra in Friday Night Lights.
I was in Revolution, too.
And then I was an extra as a child in that movie called The Big Green.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was doing acting classes at the time, and one of the girls, who's the main girl character in the movie, was also in the theater group that I was in, and so we all were. You do not see me on screen. Like, I'm nowhere. I'm in an audience somewhere. I cannot find me. So I don't think I made... Like, same thing with Friday Night Lights. It's like, I don't think any part of my being ended up anywhere on screen. But I got paid, so who cares? So... Yeah, I've always loved film. I've always wanted to do film acting, but I'm also very like I have a lot of anxiety about, because especially in this day and age, it's really hard to not be a thin, pretty person. And like, if you're not like a weird looking character actor or there's none of those like real regular people. At least I feel like that may not be true. And then to be a person of color trying to act, and then I just was like, I don't want to deal with all of the social media. Like when I wanted to be an actress when I was younger, social media was not a thing. And now that it is, I'm like, I don't think I can handle all of that.
See, that's the interesting thing is, like, you look at, like, Jonah Hill, who...
Way different for boys.
Well, no, but
boys don't have
I have a point after. I'm saying, like, Jonah Hill, like, when he came on the scene, he was, like, the fat, chubby, like, funny friend. And then he lost all the weight, and people were like, yeah, I don't really like him anymore. He's not funny, like, he's not chubby or anything. But his sister is now in movies. She was in Booksmart as the other friend, like as the.
I haven't seen Booksmart.
Yeah,
I heard really good things.
She's like the bigger girl, like of the two, like main ones. There's the lesbian, and then there's the other friend, and she's the other friend. She was in. What's that movie? The one about the, well, it's the second movie, but it's the frat that lives next to
Neighbors.
Yeah, Neighbors 2. Yeah, she's one of the sorority girls too.
Oh, okay.
But she's not.
He was never funny, just kind of an enlightened douche. Okay, my counter is, what's that movie with McLovin?
Oh yeah.
He was good in that.
Booksmart 1.0. No, it's damn it, what is the movie called?
What the fuck is it called? Big Ed, come on.
No,
Stooges?
But that's but that's the thing. That's what everyone was saying, like about Booksmart. It's like, oh yeah, it's like that movie, but oh no worries. I'll look it up.
Jonah Hill and like all the other weird people. McLovin. Superbad. Oh, thank God. I was like, what? I kept wanting to say Super Troopers. I was like, that is not it. And then I was like, Tropic Thunder. I was like, no, that's not it.
Well, no, there was 2 movies that came out at South by Southwest this year. Booksmart, and then there's another one, Good Boys or Bad Boys.
Well, it can't be Bad Boys.
Well, it's Good Boys or something like that. But both of them were compared to Superbad.
Oh. Well, I really like Superbad. I was like, it encapsulates teenagerness in a better way than a lot of other. Like Juno, I fucking hated Juno. It's like, teenagers do not act like that. Fuck you, Diablo Cody. It's like, it was so annoying. I did like Jennifer's Body though, so I'll give her that. But I lost my train of thought. I don't hate him. Like, I liked him. Like, I thought Moneyball, probably the nomination was a little overrated, but he was really brilliant in that.
He was playing the straight man at that point.
Yeah.
It wasn't like comedy. Excuse me. But yeah, Superbad. Booksmart is very much. It can be like compared to Superbad, in the sense that it's end of school. They're about to go to college, and it's that last night of like shenanigans to do what they wanted to do that they were too scared to do before.
Okay.
And then Good Boys is like the middle school version of that.
Okay.
But they both came out during South by this year, and they were both being compared like, oh yeah, it's the Superbad of female, or it's the Superbad of middle school.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah. The problem is, and I'm very sad about it, is that Booksmart did not do as well as it should have.
Everybody was talking about it.
It was a great movie that no one went to go see in theaters.
I didn't really see it in theaters. That was the other thing. Like, it was playing, I think the only place it was playing
was Indie Cinemas. And
yeah, it was the one over off of Jollyville.
Well,
And-
Draft House was playing it a lot, and then.
But I think it was just like South Lamar. It was just like
Yeah.
the ones closer to me, Lakeline and Village. It wasn't playing. It might have played at Mueller. I'm sure it played at Ritz. Maybe
It did
not
not.
Ritz.
No,
South
it was
Lamar.
just South Lamar.
Yeah.
And maybe,
Well, this is the other thing. Like when I want to go and see Oscar Shorts, only plays at South Lamar. So I have to schlep fucking down there.
Well, no, they do it at Lakeline too.
No, they don't.
When I was looking at them, like, it was.
Last year when I tried to go and see them, they were not showing.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
We digress.
I'm going
All
to
right,
finish this
so-
and I'm going to have some more of that and then I will give you my vote. But I'm loving this fucking Devastator and I'm going to have to buy a 6-pack of this. I'm not going to drink it all in one sitting because I might die.
I don't know. I think I'm still gonna have to stick on the nut brown.
So fucking good.
Because the Devastator is more in your face. The nut brown ale is a lot smoother. It kind of does what a couple of like brown ales tend to do, which is have a little celery flavor when it kind of warms up. Maybe that's just for me, but
You want a celery flavor
I love celery, so yes.
in your beer?
Yes.
I mean, I love celery. I don't think I necessarily want my beer to taste like it.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna have to go with the Devastator.
okay.
It doesn't diminish my love of the nut brown ale, but that means we are at a tie.
Oh, man. Oh, well. It's fine.
But you have your one last beer. So if we
Well, but
both...
that one doesn't count either.
What?
It's not a real beer.
Okay. But I like this, though. Everybody won.
Yes, everyone gets a participation trophy.
Yay! No, it's a tie.
Yeah.
It's not a participation
So we're
trophy.
4. The score is 4-4.
4-4.
4-4.
We just might have to do 4 more next week.
Will we?
Well, we could.
Will we?
Will we? No, it'd be kind of fun. We'll pick 4 more or 3 more and keep going. See who the win. We got to find a winner. A tie is not acceptable. It's either England or America, and that's final. What do you guys think? Do you
I
want
I
it?
thought we were just doing a friendly here. I didn't realize this was turning into an actual like competition.
Well, it's not like hardcore, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like there should be a winner. Because that's how competitions are. You're the one who put the score up there and everything.
Well, yeah, because we were counting at that point, but
Yeah.
now
But now it's
now it's
tied
tied.
at 4.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Anyone care enough or paying attention enough? If you don't care, then we don't have to do it.
Or we do one more, like at the beginning of next week or something, and that's
Okay. We could
that
do
way we don't have to do. Well, I mean, unless we decide to do an entire stream, like part 2 of this.
Part 2.
Part the deuce.
Part the deuce.
Because we still have to keep it American or British. British.
Well, no one's paying attention anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter.
That's okay.
Not that we don't love you, but you're all lurking, and that's fine.
Not necessarily. I'm sure there's people that just don't have an opinion one way or the other, and I'm okay with that too.
Well, then why can't you type that and just be like, I don't care?
Okay, fine.
Not you. Anybody? I just kind of enjoyed this. This is fun, like a head-to-head.
This was fun. We should actually have more of these. This was good. I like this. I'm sipping some rye. There you go.
That doesn't help.
It
You
does.
didn't answer the question.
There you go.
The question was, do you want us to find a winner? Do you care enough for us to have more English and American ales and lagers next week to find a winner, or do you not give a fuck? Because that's fine too. All of those are good choices to make. And the goat can beer was awesome. If you can get it, Stooges, you totally fucking should.
And it comes in 6-packs too, so it'll get you drunk.
It will get you fucked up.
Because this was 8%, right?
Yeah, 8%. It fucking tasted like 8% too. Whew. Well, we'll do it next week, but we have to go and buy the beer. Like, we don't have it on hand. Unless we go downstairs and find a Lone Star.
I do have a Lone Star in the
We
fridge.
could
What else do I have in the fridge?
I don't think there's... Last time I saw, there wasn't anything that...
Yeah.
I'm very proud, though. Tucker did a Marie Kondo shit on his wine in his house. It doesn't bring him joy anymore, so he let it go.
Well, it didn't hurt that some of it was very old and should have been thrown away, and some of it had cat pee on it, so it was kind of a... there was assistance.
Forced Marie Kondo.
No, I wouldn't say forced. I'd just say, like, there was assisted things to it. I think I'm down to, like, I think I have 3 bottles in there now.
Well, it's good to, like, there's a lot of wines that you can
Assisted joy, exactly.
But the thing is that...
I think Justin...
Is that Justin? That sounds like Justin.
Big booming voice equals Justin.
Yeah, it's like... But it's like low, so I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's definitely Justin. No, but the thing is that there's Tucker has a hard time letting go of things, even if he doesn't need them. How old were some of those bottles? Somebody in this house said they might have been before you and they moved in together.
No, actually, the oldest was 2012. For some of the Chardonnays, yes, that's way too old. But some of the Italians or the Cabernets,
that would be
that would be acceptable.
Yeah.
But some of the companies that they were
Thank you, Stooges.
to be 2012 versus today,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of looked at them and I was like, you know what? I've held on to this too long. I should have drank it a couple years ago. Like,
Well, and I will say
it was like a Kendall Jackson, like Private Reserve, like 2012. That one would not.
My counter is we've had a couple beers that you've had in that. We've had a couple that have been like, amazing, but we've also had a couple that have not been good.
Oh, absolutely, and I definitely do want. Hell, we could even do a stream where it's just like going through and looking at
There
like,
you go.
yeah.
Why don't we pick some from your closet
Let's do that for next
for
week.
next week? Okay, it's gonna be a Tucker's Closet surprise.
Yes,
Surprise.
a surprise to everyone because it could be the worst shit in the world.
It could be bad.
But
It could be great. We don't know, and that's what's fun. That'll be fun, and it will make your person happy.
Yes. Honestly, like a lot of them in there like are meant to be aged.
Yes.
So I don't think it'll be a problem. There may be one or two that like I thought was meant to be aged and it was not.
Well, we learned a lot that one year about the.
So we'll do once we get off the stream.
Yeah, we'll
go
down.
in and take a look.
No, well, the thing is that there was that one year with the Divine Reserve. No, it wasn't the Divine Reserve. It was the barrel one. What's the brown one?
The Bishop's Barrel.
Bishop's Barrel. where we went on and we read, it wasn't terrible, but it didn't taste right.
Right, and they were saying like, drink this now. Don't cellar this.
And if
it's
you
meant
do,
to drink it now.
put it in the refrigerator.
Right.
And so it was a little off, and we learned something.
Yeah.
And so I had one for a little bit, and I put it in my refrigerator, and then I had it with my family during Thanksgiving, and we had a fun kind of little tasting. And my dad's new favorite is the breakfast stout, and I brought the KBS, and he preferred the breakfast stout. I was like, okay, but I have my CBS.
Right.
It is still cellaring. I have it in a closet.
And I have my ABC and Fox.
ABC? What do you like next? We're not going to drink any more of that. That's for sure.
We're going to move on to news here.
Yes. I'm going to... Do you have one? I'm going to put this one. I don't want to... No, not that one. That one I want to drink more, but I want to put it back in the ice.
Okay. Well, there's nothing more of that one, so we're done with this.
Which one? Oh, yeah, we drank that. I poured us both some more. That one was good.
I'll do a little bit more of this.
There's still more of this, too.
Yeah,
I
know.
didn't drink it all. Lighthouse! Oh my God, how are you
Hello.
doing? We've missed you. We are drinking English ales versus American lagers, and thus far, even tied. So we did 4 lagers and 4 ales,
and the score ended up being 4-4.
4-4. Yeah, we were a little split on some of them. We agreed on 2.
Yeah, Bonington's was not a good can.
The Bonington's was a bad can. You want to go through what we drank before we get a news? You
Sure,
just
we
want
can
to
do
pop
that.
the pictures
Yeah,
out?
we can do that.
Yeah, let's do that really fast. So we started with Bonington. So we started with the English ales. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible that I had to like spit it out, but it was bad. Shite. And then, so the first lager that we tried was, what was the first lager that we tried? Oh, it's in here.
Oh, it was that one? Okay.
No. It was this one.
Yes, it was. Okay.
It was the Cigar City Lager.
There we go.
Wait, no.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Made for drinking. And it was good. And it won. It won that round. Yep.
Actually, let's just put it right there.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll put it in the middle because it was the winner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So yeah, that got 2 points right there.
Mm-hmm. Then we moved on to Old Speckled Hen. Didn't we? Yes. Old Speckled Pen. Oh, my dad gets together with he is 68, almost 69, and his shite. He is 68, almost 69, and he gets together with his work buddies, and they smoke cigars and drink scotch. One scotch because they're old and they can't do more. I was like, you don't want more? And he's like, no, can't do more. I was like, okay. But it's really cute. I love my father is kind of a lone wolf type. Like, he loves my mom. They've been married 45 years this year. They're best friends. And I do like cigar smoke. It's weird. I don't like smoking cigars, but I love being around people who are smoking cigars.
I used to love smoking cigars. I haven't done it in a very long time. I don't know if I can do it anymore.
You entertain that.
Yeah. So we'll talk about cigars now. I know Bear from Goldilocks and the Bear does like cigars.
They're yummy.
And, I mean, when you have a Malbec from Argentina, one of the good flavors that you do get from Malbecs is leather, but it's also cigar box. You kind of get a cedary note from there. And I used to have a cigar box that failed because it had a leak on it that allowed moisture into it, and it ruined it. But I had a lot of Cubans at that point. Yeah, Dominican, they do love, or a lot of Dominicans make some good cigars there. Cuba was, at one point, the place for cigars, and they probably still are, but I don't know. Like, I didn't really notice a difference in flavor that much. I mean, I think you can get just as good nowadays from Honduras and Dominican Republic, depending on the brand. I think it just depends on if the company knows what they're doing, then you're fine. And that's my take on cigars there. So let's go on to some news. Oh, nope, sorry. We were going over. So Old Speckled Hen versus Mama's Little Yellow Pills from Oscar Blues was an even tie right there. So that was 3 points to Pills and or 3 points to America and 1 point. Thank you for the host. 1 point to England at that point. From there, we moved on to it was Fuller's London Pride versus the Stone Tropic of Thunder Lager, which we did determine, even though it is a lager, it was too much of a hoppy lager. It was kind of a... Oh, did you? Nice. See, I really like Old Speckled Hen. I think it's nice and caramel malty enough that it was good. No, although it's been sitting out here. So, and there's still like about a quarter of the bottle left. So, I mean, we can drink it a little. We picked up the crap. Hey, we're limited by what we can get from England here. So, I like London Pride was by far, we both agreed that was the winner, especially since Stone is, it was too much of a hoppy lager that kind of tasted too much like a pale ale, which it was good. I mean, it has a lot of like tropical flavors, some pineapple, passion fruit, but for what we were like comparing it to, like the London Pride, oh, I wish we could, yeah. But yeah, no, can't do that. That stuff does not come to Texas. And that, unfortunately, is what we're limited to. Plus, I was also limited to it. It needed to be English and not like Scottish or Irish or anything like that. So that also did kind of, or at least I was trying to limit it to that. So yeah, it was kind of different on that. It's all Yorkshire. Yeah. Well, she's so adorable. She's so cute. I don't think I've ever seen either of those around. All right, I'm coming. But anyhow, so London Pride was the winner on that one.
I'm here.
Welcome back.
I forgot about you. I'm not drunk, I promise.
Well, good.
But yeah. I did remember that we needed to talk about Kona Brewing.
We do, yes. And then the last one that we
did. Oh,
no,
I remember. It's the fucking article I sent you. I'm a dumbass.
What?
Hi, I'm pretty. How are you guys?
All right. And then the last one.
We picked the crap. Really? All of them are crap?
Yeah.
I liked them.
All the British ones.
Well, the ones that we can get. To be fair, Lighthouse, they're the ones that we can get here.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure there are better ones.
And then that led to the last one, which
Devastator for the win. Personally.
Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale versus
which
the
I really
Devastator.
love. That's what I'm drinking right now.
Yep.
But the Devastator, personally, I just went with flavor-wise. Now, I told Tucker I would probably buy more of the Nut Brown Ale on a regular basis.
Not had that one.
Ooh, no, getting all snarky. It's good. How have you been, Lighthouse? It is very nice to see you. We've missed you. Mm-hmm. Ooh, a nitro. Old Speckled Hen on nitro. That could be interesting. Where she is here. She went to the potty, as we say with my preschoolers. Hi, Maroon.
Hi, Maroon. I'm a young lady, too.
So are you drunk or am I drunk? Because I'm a little. But
Just drunk, period. It's just a word.
it's been a while. Like last week was really hard. Last week, those were really high ABVs.
Yeah.
And I did not do well. And then I stayed and hung out with Melissa and had too much wine. That was my fault. Too hot for Xmas.
Yeah.
Good busy? I hope you're good busy and you're doing good things and your life is happy. I know that sounds very cheesy and insincere, but I do wish that for all of you. We should all be happy and healthy. Doesn't mean everything is perfect because nothing ever will be. See, I keep looking over here talking to you guys and I'm trying to remember to talk over here because you guys have been amazing. We reached 502 followers, guys.
We did. We are
And
very
it
happy
is
for
due
that.
to all of y'all.
Mhm.
And so I wish great things for all of you.
Yes.
Mwah.
And Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale is much better than Devastator.
Would love that. Yes. School holidays.
Yes.
I have, well, thank you for the host, Maroon. Yeah, I have been doing summer camps all summer long, and I've got 2 weeks left, and then one day, Monday, the 19th, no school, but I have to set up my classroom, and so it's gonna be a time. I gotta go just straight in. And then I was gonna try to take a 3-day weekend when it was Labor Day weekend, and then this bitch reminded me we had to go to fucking Galveston.
Oh no, and drink beer. Oh, it's terrible. Oh.
No, but I'm stuck with you for like 42 to 36 hours.
I'm so sorry.
Are you? That's the white one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Ew, ew.
There you go.
Will you clean your gun and dream of Galveston? What is that from?
Big Ed did this last night. It's a song.
Oh, it's a good song.
I don't know.
Glenn Campbell. That makes sense. I was like, that's why I haven't heard of it.
Here, I'm gonna pull this out again.
I pulled it out of your hair. You can pull one of mine if you want. Retribution. I don't know if I have any over there.
Let's just do this.
Oh, but I like that. Stop it. Do not like being tickled.
You mean like that? Oh.
Wait.
All right. Anyhow,
Stop it.
back to beer. So, Kona Brewing.
Kona.
Kona is in a class action lawsuit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, they're not really brewing on Hawaii.
No.
They brew in Vermont. They
Yes.
brew in Portland. And they brew in, what was it, New Hampshire? But they do give the air that they are brewed in Hawaii. And so there was a class action lawsuit.
From who?
People.
But which people? Just like consumers?
Consumers. Yes.
Okay. That's what I was asking. Consumers.
So right now you can join the class action lawsuit, and if you have your proof of purchases of said purchases, you can get up to $20 back. If you do not have said purchases, like myself, because it's been a while, and you can do it anywhere from today through 2009. I definitely don't have the proof of purchases.
I might. I have a box somewhere.
Yeah, you can get up to $10 and it's like $1. It's like $1 for a 6-pack, $1.75 for a 12-pack.
It wasn't bad beer, so I'm not going to complain.
It's not bad beer. It's just
Hey, T1BG, how's it going? But I get what you're saying, and
So I did
understand why they're doing it, why they're not brewing on the island.
because they're owned by Anheuser-Busch and sorry.
No apologies necessary.
Sorry, no, they have a third ownership of Anheuser-Busch, and yes, they brew to everyone. They are widely distributed.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to do this?
Not anymore.
I can pour you some?
No, actually, I do want this one.
Okay, then you go for that one. I'm going to drink some more of this. You sure you wanted that one, not this one?
Well, I wanted to try part of this one.
Okay, well, there's some more of the lager. I will put that in the cold. No, there's no more ice, but I'll put it in the cold.
That's fine. But yeah, keep all receipts. You never know when a class action lawsuit will go your way, or when you need to prove that you were not in somebody's house at the time of the murder. This is true.
Again? It was the one-armed man.
But yeah, so there is that going on. You can put your name on it and get up to $20 or $10, depending on what's going on. It keeps happening, but I keep my receipts.
Well, that's good. Yeah, so we have some other interesting. We actually had some interesting articles, not a lot.
I found more though.
Oh, good. Well, why don't you do one of yours first? Because I have to remember mine for a second.
Let me do. So let's do this one. So okay. Coors Light just came out with 3 new ads. This one, I don't have a problem with. Some people do.
What?
Can you plug in the headphones again?
Yes, sorry. Okay.
Just because I want you to hear it.
Oh, yes, no, I would love that.
Well, you don't have to do that. You can just plug it directly.
Oh, well, that makes sense too. I'm pretty.
Because I watched this earlier today. It's good music.
I always do this. I put it in the...
One more time. There you
It's
go.
hard doing things with your left. Okay, when you're not left-handed.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a girl after a long day at work. She eats her goldfish, goes to the fridge, finds her Coors Light, pops it open.
I don't hate it, honestly.
So it's a very normal thing. I mean, you go home, you're tired, you're going to take off your bra because you're at home.
Oh, I would have been in pajamas already before I got the beer. Like, I get home and it's after work, minute to 2 minutes before I'm in pajamas. Not a lie. Unless I have to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, Pressure Drop is not a bad song from Toots and the Maytals. But what a lot of critics were saying is that the fact that in the ads, they are having her take off her bra was sexualizing her.
No.
Because they were saying, like,
Hey,
basically,
daughter.
you could have done
How's it
that
going, hon?
without actually having her take off the bra and just say, and just allude to, it's the official
I don't
beer
think there
of-
was anything inappropriate with that ad.
I don't think so either.
Personally, as a woman.
And then some of the, hey, Bacon Boomstick.
Bacon boomstick. Melissa getting loud again.
But some people are also
I
having
didn't
a
see
problem
J-Man either. Hey, J-Man.
because they're like, why would you throw it to like your side table and not just put it on the couch or throw it on the floor too?
You have a problem with where she threw it?
That was what some people
That's
in
what
the
their
comments were having
issue
a problem
is?
with. Yes.
I mean, you do not even want to know some of the places that I've thrown my bra.
And that's my thought too. It's like they had a problem with where she threw her bra. It was like
You have too much time on your hands if you have a
who
problem with
cares
that.
at that
Yeah.
point? Let me find the other one. Oh, here's the other one. Yeah.
I'm just fine with them focusing on women. I don't think it sexualized her. Ooh,
You'll
song
want
by
to
the...
listen to
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Why'd you unplug it?
Well, I thought we were done. I'm sorry. I didn't know we were doing a thing.
It's technically there was 3, and I can just talk about the third one. The third one is it's a Spanish ad, but no one really talks in it. But it's these Latinos that get together with their dog. It's on a Saturday, and they're watching Spanish sports, football or soccer.
Football.
But the song that they choose is in English. So they're like, of all the things in this ad, you chose an English language song when all these other songs, for instance, this one, so you have the Gypsy Kings singing My Way, but a Spanish version of it. But
I want to go back to the fact that they said, do not attempt at the beginning. Look at this.
Let's look.
It happens when he goes for the beer. It says, do not attempt at the bottom.
Oh my god, it does.
Why the fuck does
Do
it
not
say
attempt
that?
to drink a beer in the shower. Who doesn't drink a beer in the shower?
Or dances just a little bit. Like, he's not, like, moving his feet and fucking tap dancing. But yes, it is the Gypsy Kings
God
version of
damn it.
My Way.
I just realized I didn't put on the actual video. People have just been listening to music. I'm so
What?
sorry, everyone.
What do you mean?
I didn't put...
Oh, you didn't show it to them.
I didn't put the video on.
That
I'm
would
so
help.
sorry, everyone. Well, I'm not going to do it now, but... Yeah, shower beer is the best beer.
He is sorry, T1BG. And yeah, shower beer is the best beer. I have them a lot. Because it's summer here in Texas, I get home and I don't need to like wash my hair, wash my face. I just need to wash the grime off my body from working in a gymnastics gym for 9 hours.
Here, I'll play one more time. And
Okay, so when he starts dancing, right before he grabs the Coors Light, at the bottom it says, do not attempt, which is dumb.
I'll play it one more time. Go to
And
the
if
rest-
anything, this is sexualizing this man way more than the other girl
I
was
agree.
sexualized. I mean, this guy's naked.
If
Do
you-
not attempt! Why the fuck do they feel it necessary to say that? I don't understand. Okay. That bothered me. Hey, it's Alice. How's it going? Desktop. Did I get rid of it? I didn't. What did I do? Dang it! What did I do, y'all? Ah, that's the one. Haha! I did it! I'm an adult! Not really, but we'll pretend. Let's see. So... No, that's not what I wanted.
It was the one just to the right. Oh, you're going to go over your newsstand.
Well, I was just kind of seeing what we had. That was
Yours should be like the far right ones.
Okay, but we
And
don't
you
need
just
that
deleted
anymore.
one.
Well, that was just
Oh, that
the
was just the-
Devastator.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This I found really interesting. So, Delhi, no bud after Delhi government got wiser. So this is a new Delhi, whatever. You know what? I haven't been drinking. Okay. So basically, Anheuser-Busch AB InBev has been banned from selling its products. I took this down now. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I got it. No, I got to learn these things.
Oh,
there we
there
go.
you go.
Aha! Figured it out. Took me a second. Like, I took our background down for a second.
Oh,
I took something else down. I don't know what. But they stayed with me because they're great peoples. And Alice is here. So we said hi. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Okay. So, they have banned. So New Delhi has banned Anheuser-Busch or AB InBev for 3 years for allegedly evading local taxes and government orders. So they did a 3-year investigation that said that
Sabmiller, which
acquired by AB InBev in 2016,
right,
used
which they
duplicate barcodes on its beer bottles supplied in city retailers that year, allowing it to pay lower levies. So, obviously, AB InBev is like, fuck no, we didn't do that. But Delhi's being like, no, you're done.
Delhi, mind you, means New Delhi is in India, in case one does not know this.
It also called for the sealing of 2 AB InBev warehouses in the capital city, an action that a senior Delhi government official told Reuters on Tuesday had already been completed. Basically, this is really interesting because it's...
Yeah, so basically what this means is, and I don't know if you've already said this, but essentially AB InBev is not allowed to sell in the capital of India for, 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. So this is going to hurt significantly, seeing as they are the largest producer of beer in the world, that they cannot sell any longer. I think this even includes Kingfisher, which is the one big beer you can get in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, or they won't be able to sell it in Delhi for 3 years.
Okay. So this is really where it goes down to. So Sandeep Chilana, I'm not sure in Indian, but Sandeep, he's a New Delhi-based lawyer, says that the rules mandating each beer bottle sold in the city has to have a unique barcode for track and trace purposes, and to ensure there is no duty evasion. So basically, they're being taxed on each bottle, which is understandable because if you're an out-of-country supplier, that's what you should be paying.
Tiger, that's the other one I was thinking of, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Curry and Kingfisher is delicious.
I don't think I've had... Oh, this is interesting. The brewer argued the discrepancy could be due to the technical or clerical errors in the barcoding system.
Oops.
How dumb does that sound? But basically, they found that there were identical barcodes during an inspection. The bar denied doing any wrongdoing. The Delhi government said it was reasonable to believe that the same barcodes were duplicated multiple times and supplied to various retail vendors in Delhi. Now, I don't know AB InBev personally.
I like Alice's comment. There goes my trip there. No beer, no Alice.
I think that's fair.
It's true.
But basically, it's like, I wouldn't put it past AB InBev to just think that it could pull a fast one on New Delhi.
Of course.
Like, maybe they didn't.
Because they feel they own 90% of the share of the market. That, who cares? They're not going to... Who's going to tell them no? Well, apparently the Indian government is going to tell them no.
This is interesting. The same barcodes were supplied twice at the same restaurant, and hence the discrepancy could be noticed. Had the same been supplied to a different retail outlet, the discrepancy could not have been noticed easily. Which is interesting, because it is. If you're going to pull a fast one, like, you wouldn't want to send the same bottle numbers, essentially, to the same place.
So that's not an unknown thing. I mean, if you remember when we went to Total Wine and I was asking about, or we were looking at the Christmas in July beer for Martin House, and he told us, oh, a lot of their seasonals go off of the same barcode, because all they'll do is just like use the same barcode for whatever.
But that's not the rule of law here in America.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, it's not an unheard thing, is what I'm trying to get at.
No,
they
that's
will
correct.
do things like this. But for a significantly different beer, in this case, what they're alleging is that is what they were doing. Like, if you had a Stella and a Budweiser, they'd use the same barcode for both. That way, they're not being taxed differently.
Right.
Whether it's true or not,
I should
believe
say.
it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, but I will say, in counter, or as devil's advocate, kind of, the fact of the matter is that we are a little skewed and we're a little biased. And I want to believe good things, but it wouldn't surprise me if this was true. But I can't say 100% that it's true, because I have nothing to do with either of these things. I don't work at AB InBev, and I certainly do not live in New Delhi.
Yeah.
So, evil geniuses. Who wouldn't want to be? If I was going to be evil, I would want to be an evil genius. Now, the problem is I'm not really a genius. I'm whip smart, as they say, and I think I'm pretty smart, but I am not evil genius smart.
So, would you classify yourself as evil genius or super genius?
I don't think I could classify myself as an evil genius.
So then you're a super genius.
I would more say
like
I'm
Marvin
a
the Martian.
chaotic evil.
Okay,
maybe if that's what you're saying about Marvin the Martian, if that's your... Okay.
Because that's what he calls himself, is he's a super genius. He's not an evil genius. He classifies himself as a super genius.
But I wouldn't call him a genius.
Oh my.
I mean, he's blown himself up how many times? I'm just saying. Okay.
Well, that's because of the evil Bugs Bunny.
What are these? Quarters? Oh, we already did this. We don't need this. Your turn.
So this one was...
I love this picture.
So...
Illinois Brewing?
Actually, I put this up just in case Vetter was here. Revolution Brewing, which is out of Chicago, made a new beer called Humboldt Gator, releasing the fact
I
that,
saw that. Chance the Snapper.
Yeah. A classic,
German style Helles. Yay, Helles!
that's a collaboration with the band Chevelle, which is funny because I was actually literally just talking on Friday about, like, no one has heard from Chevelle in years, because we were all celebrating the fact that Tool is now on Spotify. So we were listening to them, and then we were looking at, like, who does Spotify associate with Tool? Like, people that listen to Tool also listen to X Band.
Ooh, a wit beer with pineapple and coconut. I don't like coconut, and you don't either.
I don't either now. But $1 from each brewery, or with each pint, will be sold will go to the Westtown Bikes, a nonprofit bike shop that offers youth programs and classes to the community.
You definitely should, because one, it goes to nonprofit bike shop that offers youth programs and classes to the community. I'm literally reading what he just said, but whatever. And that's great. Any beer purchase that goes towards something awesome. And this is what I love about craft breweries and smaller breweries. Have a good one, Lighthouse.
Bye,
Take
Lighthouse.
care.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for being there. Mwah.
Thanks
We
for
love
staying
you.
up late with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
What was I saying? Oh, and then it's just good beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like a pineapple coconut with.
Well, of course, it used to be crap. That's where the cheap rent is. But yeah, this is 2323 North Milwaukee Avenue, starting on Wednesday, and it's the Humboldt Gator, a wit beer with. The brewery took to Twitter to claim the name before other local breweries could, after the rogue alligator spotted in the Humboldt Park Lagoon became the city's unofficial summer mascot. Kind of like when we had the fancy cobra.
We had a fancy cobra?
Remember when the cobra was on the loose in Austin and people drew him with a top hat and a monocle?
I do not remember that.
Oh my god, yes.
I mean, I remember him being loose, but I don't remember the top hat and monocle.
Oh yeah,
part.
it was the fancy cobra was around Austin because they put a monocle and a top hat on him.
By the way, this was in the chair.
I believe it. There's a little bit left on that one. There's not really much left on this one, but
anyway,
yeah, we'll put it right here. I don't know what the flavoring on that one is, but
we will.
But yeah, that was just a fun little one.
I am not interested.
I am not.
I really hate the ones that are like, I don't want to have fun. Okay.
Oh yeah, this one was more for just me. It wasn't really. Yeah. Do the star thing.
Okay. Well, I was gonna leave it up. I wasn't. Okay.
No, you just put the star thing and then you close it. Done.
Done. Okay, and now I can close it.
Yes, now you can close that.
Yeah. Okay.
So this one, yeah. This one I didn't really read, but I thought.
Who cares?
Exactly. Yes. This is why I
title
pulled
is
it up.
enough for me. U.S. Zoo debuts Slothenbrow, a beer brewed by a sloth.
So Charlie, a sloth at the LA Zoo, picked out ingredients for the zoo's upcoming Brew at the LA Zoo event. The festival brings in craft brewers from 40 local breweries, and for the past 2 years, the zoo has enlisted the help of its animals to make a signature brew.
That's so cute.
On International Sloth Day, we celebrate Charlie, our Lenny's two-toed sloth. He loves eating flowers and sleeping. So last year was Ranger the bear. This year, Charlie was selected as the home brewing helper.
Linné? Because it's got a little schwa
yeah.
on it. Linné's? I don't know.
He was given a selection of ingredients from the garden on a table to choose from. Surprisingly, he swiftly chose the pear and roses.
Ooh.
From there, it was Simsey's Pub, an LA area brew pub chain and small production winery.
It's a Kolsch! Sorry.
Is a play on the German beer called Lowenbrau, which translates to Lion's Brew.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a crisp, refreshing German-style Kolsch.
Sloths can't brew beer. They're slow as fuck. Ooh, Stooges getting up there.
Mm-hmm. Charlie isn't the only booze lover in the animal kingdom. Animals seem to love to sniff out alcohol whenever they can find it. In March, Animal Control rescued a skunk that got its head stuck in a Bud Light can. Yeah, that. In June, an alligator raided a Florida woman's wine cabinet.
Oh, that's
So it will be available at the Brew at the LA Zoo event on Friday, August 2nd, which was 2 days ago, and at Simsey's Pub.
Yesterday, honey. Yesterday.
Yesterday was Saturday.
The 2nd. Oh, is it? Damn it. Whatever.
Yeah. Friday, August 2nd, and at Simsey's Pub while supplies last.
Okay, whatever. I can't count. We should think about maybe going next year. That would be fun.
To
LA?
the zoo?
Yeah. I want to go to the
100%,
LA
yeah.
Zoo.
I've never been to the LA Zoo.
I really want to go to the San Diego Zoo. So what we should do is go to the LA Zoo, and then drive up to the San Diego Zoo. But that's just me. Goals. We don't have to do it all this year or next year or whatever. Anyways, next one.
No, we could do a week and do it.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Let's go to one of yours, actually. That's where we based it off
we
of.
can close that one. That's fine. We just did that one. Okay, so this is really interesting. I actually sent this to my father. My father is a civil engineer, So he works in underground water resources. But basically, this is really interesting because it's about, I hate to say it, but it's about removing the Clean Water Act. The Trump administration wants to deregulate the 1972 Clean Water Act. So 60 breweries across the country have filed a brief in July in support of the environmental advocates. Basically, so it starts down here. It started with a wastewater station in Maui County, which is Hawaii, of course. That's why I thought we were talking about Wacona. I was like, wait, what are we talking about? They are pumping waste into its underground injection wells, which affects other underground water flow and the quality of the water. We've talked about with German beer is often considered German and Belgian beer, like the quality and I guess that's the best way to say it. The quality and the taste of their water is why people love these beers. And a lot of breweries here in America change almost basically the chemical composition of their water. Native Texan is one that I learned that they really do change the quality of the water so that it tastes more like a German beer. It's softer. It's not as hard. Probably taking out the fluoride, I would imagine. That's something
which
that will
is still
happen.
good for your teeth, and nobody says anything otherwise.
Oh my God, I had a mom come in one time when we were
Seriously, I like fluoride in my water.
Yeah.
Please do not take it away. You're an idiot if you say otherwise.
No, she's one of those moms that's like, do they have to drink out of your water fountain here? Because we are a fluoride-free, like, their water. And I'm like, what the like...
That's why your children's teeth are falling out.
Well, they're kids. Her poor kids. They're very sweet and they're very smart. They are going to rebel so fucking hard. And they're going to get fat. And that when they get older and they're out in like college, they're going to gain way more than 15 pounds. Okay. Where were we? Okay. The groups that are suing are trying to stop the station from dumping. I left some in here. You already drank it. It's just this one. So it's just this one. And I haven't had more of that. I want more of that. But I haven't drank it.
Then I'll do this one.
There's nothing in
there. Yeah, there is.
Oh, then drink it. Drink it. Okay. A 2013 dye test conducted by University of Hawaii researchers concluded that 64% of the wastewater injected in the wells ended up in the ocean. So they have their water wells, they put their waste back in there, and then because water moves, I don't know if you knew that, but water moves and it goes back into the ocean. And so that plant produced 4 million gallons of wastewater per day.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Okay. So basically, deregulating this could allow wastewater treatment plants to pollute local waterways. And
that sounds great. Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
I sent this to my father. I really want to talk to him about this tonight. Basically, what I found really interesting, my dad also, he actually went to Italy and he knows a lot of people in Italy. In Italy, it is a federal crime to dump into public waters. In America, it's a civil crime. So if you've ever seen the movie or read the book A Civil Action, it's specifically about that. A company dumped into public waterways where water was taken, and even though there's filtering and whatnot, people got cancer and people got sick.
Isn't that what Aaron Brockovich also was?
Yeah, exactly. It's a different area, but exactly the same thing. Or concept. So this is basically, they're deregulating some of these things. The EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Act, the Clean Water Act, they want to deregulate all of these things so that people can dump in the waters, which might eventually affect the way that your beer tastes, or it will cost more because they have to get different equipment to fix the water, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, totally support these people. Having clean water should be right. I know somebody was joking earlier, but yeah, Flint, Michigan deserves fucking good water. And the fact that
or just drinkable water, period.
Drinkable water. Like, the fact that our company has not gone in to help them with that is deplorable, honestly.
Well, I mean, that's what they're trying to do with this, though, is that's what it's going to turn into, is the whole United States is going to be Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
I was holding back that beer, or that burp as much as possible. Yeah. The current EPA appears to have endorsed Maui County's claim that the wastewater station should be allowed to continue doing what it's been doing. In April, it released a new interpretation that concluded that releases of pollutants to groundwater are categorically excluded from the Act's permitting requirements because Congress explicitly left regulation of discharges to groundwater. I don't want to read this anymore.
I know. Well, I do find this interesting. There's this quote over here. EPA just flipped on 30 plus years of interpretation of that decision and is saying Maui is correct. EPA has never taken this position before because they probably never had to take this position before. If you've never read Silent Springs, this again is something that's really, really important. The quality of water is very, very important. And it's something that we, Austinites, where we're from, we have very good water. I just had a roommate move in from San Marcos. She was at Texas State, and their water isn't great out there. It's kind of sketchy.
They use the same water we do, I thought.
They don't.
Interesting.
As of now, wastewater industrial plants have to get costly EPA permits when discharging waste into a body of water. The permits limit what the source of the waste can discharge, requires monitoring and reporting, and includes a number of other provisions that ensures the water quality won't diminish or hurt people's health.
So,
the rule change posed by the EPA or a favorable Supreme Court decision would essentially allow groups to circumvent the need for the permits by just discharging their waste into groundwater. Now I'm done.
As a beer stream, how does this relate to us?
Because it may change, like I said, either the quality of the beer that we're drinking, or your beer will cost more because your local brewery will have to purchase something to fix the water and to make it taste like it did before. Our beers taste the way that they do because of the machinery and the technology that breweries have access to. If we're changing the quality of water, they can't even regulate exactly what the water is going to taste like. So your beer, whether it's this beer that we're drinking today, these lagers, or even if it's Bud Light and Miller Lite, if that's your thing, fine. I don't give a fuck. But if your water is different wherever they're brewing and you don't have the technology or you don't know what's coming through the water, it's going to change the quality of the beer and what it tastes like. And the thing that we've always said, we may not be fans of Bud Light or Budweiser, but what they do is they produce the exact same beer every single time, which is really hard to do with a lager because you have to keep that shit really cold for a really long time.
Except when it comes to Bud, like the macro brews. As we learned from that article, they were actually saying, and this is actually just getting back to the original subject. Again, I just want to state, I wasn't asking you, like, how does this relate? Because I was trying to call you out. But I just wanted for people that may not have been following as much, like a TLDR of, like, this article.
Oh.
Because
I don't think I understand.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I wasn't trying to call you out when I was like, so how does this relate to beer?
Oh.
I was actually just saying, like, so as we've been discussing this, a TLDR, how is this...
TLDR?
Too long to read.
Oh.
Or too long
It is a long thing. Too long, did not read.
Yes.
Yes, now I'm with you.
Yes. But no, like you explained it perfectly. It's
Okay,
like,
did I?
No,
I
you
was
did.
like, are you saying
No,
I
you were
didn't?
saying like
Okay.
even like your macro brew will not
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
will be a lot
Could
harder
not.
to be.
They probably will have
Yeah.
the money to get the equipment that they need. Other smaller breweries may not. And a lot of our smaller breweries, because if Maui, and I know it's just Hawaii, and it's like, well, that doesn't matter. I don't go there. It costs a fortune. Whatever, that doesn't affect me. But if they deregulate it in Hawaii, that gives carte blanche for other states to choose to do that. Because then it is precedent when it comes to law. And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. So the Supreme Court agreed to take on the case up on appeal after the Hawaii Federal District Court and the Ninth Circuit's Court of Appeals, in San Francisco sided with the environmental groups. But now we have Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. So we'll see how this goes. My parents, my mother is a Democrat, my dad is a Republican, but he's, he supports, anyone getting fucking married. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He doesn't. It's like he's not one of those Republicans, but he wants the money to go to the proper place, and I get that. It's like there are some things that shouldn't be. If you earned your money, you earned your money, and you shouldn't.
So he's a libertarian, is what you're saying. He's more of a libertarian than he is a...
I would say so.
Yeah.
And he likes it. But Brett Kavanaugh, he was talking about Kavanaugh, and he's like, in general, he has been kind of moderate thus far. Mm. So it'll be interesting, is what I'm saying.
But Brett Kavanaugh also likes beer, so...
He does. So that might help.
I like beer.
So it's just an interesting thing. Yeah, T1BG. It is interesting. It's a big thing. It sounds smaller because you're like, oh, it might affect our beer. That's the gloss of this particular article. But it could affect a lot of different things. It could just affect, in general, your quality of water. Now, this is specifically about beer and how it'll affect your beer. And it's lucky that it's these breweries are taking on this fight. Mm-hmm. But I'm surprised that a lot of other groups aren't. And obviously, environmental groups are. That was in the article.
I mean, they have till November to start stating their case. So I'm sure it will start railroading into a bigger issue.
Yeah. But this is why I sent it to my father. He is, like I said, he's a civil engineer who specializes in underground water resources. So I actually sent this to him, and I'm interested to talking to him tonight.
I'll just do this quickly. Oh, nope. Yeah, no, I'll do this one. Sorry. That was kind of something if we had extra time. So this was, we asked 20 brewers, what are the worst trends in beer right now?
Fair and tired. End currency. Destroy the power of private capital. From each according to their IPA to each according to their stout. They've been having problems with the internet downstairs. Is going in and out again. So they haven't been able to watch. So, yay, Bear and tired.
Yeah, that's probably because it's still attached to the 5K and they need to change it to the 2.5. But I also did buy a new router, so maybe that'll help things. But yeah, we asked 20 brewers, what are the worst trends in beer right now? First one, lactose in IPAs. Not a fan. From owner and brewer, Short Throw Brewing.
So hazy IPAs?
Yeah. That's part of it.
I don't hate them, but I haven't found one that I absolutely love. I did like the Voodoo Ranger. It wasn't terrible because it wasn't overly hazy.
Yeah,
but I've had some that are like, you could have done one like filter.
Yeah, the Juicifer.
Yeah, I was like, one filter would have
Big Beer creating new breweries in popular beer-centric destinations while posing them as independent startups. The average consumer is unaware of their money, is not supporting the local craft beer community, but rather the international beer conglomerates.
I would say that's not even a trend, and I agree 100%. It's not a trend, it's just subterfuge. That's literally what it was.
And by the way, he's the co-founder of Tripping Animals Brewing Company. I love that name.
I know. I want to see what their logo is.
Okay. I'm tired of breweries ignoring sexual harassment and sexism and treating it as a boys being boys in over half the breweries I've worked at. I've experienced examples as blatant as a head brewer telling everyone he would screw me straight, or less obvious instances where a man asks why I'm the one carrying something heavy. It's 2019 and I demand equality and respect. Megan Stone, brewer. Fair enough. I think ratings on apps and websites have taken some of the human element out of craft beer. Totally agree with that. While it's great to have craft beer fans excited about beer X, Y, or Z, I often see consumers relying too heavily on ratings to drive what they purchase as opposed to having a conversation with their bartenders and brewers. Most of all of my beer aha moments have come through connecting with someone and trying... Exactly. No. And this is the general manager from Evil Twin Brewing, which, absolutely. They do very much a lot of experimental beers in the first place. It was started by the other brother to what is his name?
You're looking at the wrong girl. But I do agree. I think we're lucky that we are usually willing to, like I always say on here,
throw ourselves out
I
there.
can't say that I don't like something unless I try it. So, either I will get, like when we went out to Galveston last time and we went to Devil in the Deep, we were just like, well, give us one of everything and we're going to try it. We were also like exhausted and over beered out by that point. We probably shouldn't have done that. But
it was fine. There was a few okay ones, but
I think I would have enjoyed. Yeah, well,
we
yeah.
did. But I think I'd be a lot happier if we just stayed at Galveston Brewing this time.
Yes.
Like each night, just finishing off there, and
we met a lot of great people there. Especially that first night.
Yeah.
I loved going in at like midnight, like strolling up, and we met one of the brewers from Shiner and his fiance, and they both worked at Shiner, and we saw them the next day, and we got a great first interview. It was kind of awesome.
The packaging and selling of unfinished beer. Many small breweries don't have the necessary pasteurization capabilities in order to make a product stable after blending in. Okay, well, fair enough, but. So this is the head brewer and blender of Barrel Culture Brewing and Blending. So either buy a
trend or more.
Either buy a pasteurizer for your cans or simply keep it on tap in your tap room where it can be controlled. I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah,
there have been some like unshelf stable beers that like will explode on the shelf.
Well, where is Barrel Culture?
I don't know.
What state? Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have personally encountered that as a problem here in Austin. So that might be a trend closer to where...
Not really. I mean, what they're saying is
how do you know? You don't even know where it fucking is. It's in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah. No, this is the thing. So they package it in cans and warn the consumer to keep it cold to avoid the cans exploding. We've had problems locally of this too.
Okay.
Where...
Well, yes.
Where it's overcarbonated or it's just... There's a factor in it that they realize and they're like, yeah, just keep it cold and you won't have that problem. And like in grocery stores, they can't do that. They don't have the capabilities to keep your beer cold. It stays like in the back on a pallet, not refrigerated. It's not going to get refrigerated until they take it out because they have space to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem is then, or if they do like an end cap of your beer and there's a not shelf stable beer.
I'll have some of this for you.
Thank you. It's going to sit there and just like possibly explode on the shelf because it gets too warm. It's like speed for beer nerds, exactly.
Well, this next one is interesting. I have never heard of this. The slow pour Pilsner.
Slow pour Pilsner. I appreciate and cherish the craft of beer and can see why this is desirable. However, there are other ways to achieve optimal flavors and aromas without bartenders having to wait 5 to 7 minutes to serve the beer.
I've not encountered that personally, but I'm kind of on both sides of this again, too, because if you are a beer nerd, which I feel like a lot of Austinites are, that would be okay. But I understand if you're like, don't order it if you're not ready. It's like don't order the souffle if you can't wait another 30 minutes for dessert.
I mean, I've seen over-carbonated beers that, yes, they're going to have to let it sit a few minutes, let the bubbles come down, and then fill it from there. Otherwise, they're giving you like a half-full pour and whatever. I don't know if I've seen a slow-pour Pilsner.
I've not personally, so I'd have to experience that.
Okay, Lone Tree Brewing Company. Seltzers and breweries. I think the trend will leave a negative impact on the integrity of the industry. I understand the desire to diversify.
Oh, the hard seltzers. Yeah.
So this is a very dividing issue because you look at, in the sense that they have one. Why am I blanking on that? Oscar Blues has one.
It's a different demographic. And to say it's a beer trend, it's not a beer trend. If you're drinking that, you're not drinking beer and you're not thinking about drinking beer. Goldie drinks these and
Yes.
she doesn't think of herself as like, oh, I'm drinking. It's a hard seltzer. I don't categorize it as beer. I buy them and I drink them. A lot of times I get home from working out. I really want an alcoholic beverage, and that's what I take into the shower with me when I'm wiping off all the grime and shit from working out. And then I have a beer, or then I have like actual wine. I don't think when I pull it out of the refrigerator that I'm drinking beer. Like it doesn't mean that to me. And I don't think you're targeting the same demographic.
So it's interesting because you have the Boston Beer Company that owns Truly. You have Oscar Blues, Wasatch, and now you have from Dallas, Deep Ellum, that is also coming out with their own hard seltzer. Like Oscar Blues and Wasatch already have it out. It's Wild Basin, which I had almost bought for Goldie the other day because they have some kind of crafty, botanical flavored beers, and they go with more of a organic style.
See what Chris is saying here. So it's the brewer from Lone Tree. He says, I understand the desire to diversify, and I don't think it's about diversification. I think it's about the people who are coming into the brewery with the person who wants to drink the beer, and not, but who wants to go with their friends who do want to drink the beer and still have an option. Yeah. I look at you and Goldie and myself. We go anywhere. We go to Adelbert's, and she is not going to drink one beer. But if they had some sort of hard seltzer, she'll be able to drink that, and she'll go with us. I don't think of it as diversifying as much as like having an option for the people who don't drink beer that are coming with people who do. Now, that may not be their intent. Maybe they do want to diversify. Yeah. But what is wrong with diversifying? Like, what is wrong with appealing to people who drink something else? She will not drink beer. She's tried a lot of beer. We're like, she might like this. And she's like, nope. And she tries it, but she's not going to order a full beer, ever.
Right. And a lot of breweries around here will actually have a cider on tap, or at least cans of cider
from somewhere else, or
from a local cidery.
Yeah.
For the people that show up, like for a birthday party or whatever, that are like, yeah, I'm just here in support, but they're like, I don't like beer, so they have at least that to drink.
Or they'll have wine from local wineries.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Adelbert's, I think their wine is from somewhere local.
Yeah, but they also have a lot of places around here do Argus, which I don't get why they do Argus, but whatever.
But then, like, they'll also have a root beer. A lot of places have root beer for people who don't drink. I don't think of that as diversifying so much as it is catering, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is their choice to make. I don't think of it as a trend again.
But he's saying seltzer is a quick cop-out for a lot of fledgling places. I'd like to see low-calorie beer or even non-alcoholic craft options fill the void. At least it's still beer. That's the problem, though. And that's what you've been arguing, which I will agree with.
I can see both sides. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I understand completely what Chris is saying.
But I think Austin breweries have already accepted the fact that a lot of people are going to go to their brewery that do not drink beer. And so they've already embraced the fact that they need to have an alternate option. And so when a lot of places around here, based upon Texas law, go with the brew pub license,
Right.
so that they can have a cider on tap,
Yeah.
for the people, or a wine on tap, so that they do have the option of someone coming into their brewery and saying, "I don't drink beer. What do you have for me?" It's like, well, this is a brewery, but we do have this cider on tap. I don't like that. Okay, well then you can just fuck off at that point.
Well, they wouldn't say that, but that's what they're thinking inside their head when they're smiling.
Because at that point,
really
they have
big.
made the effort. Like, they have a non-brewery option.
I will agree on the other side. If we're not talking about tap rooms. So I will agree on the other side, Chris. If you're just going into the grocery store or whatever it is, and you are looking for a seltzer and you are looking for something good, just to make a seltzer just to get somebody to buy your shit, then it's a trend.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's different. And then I can agree with Chris. But we're talking specifically about tap rooms who aren't producing this for the masses off-site.
Yeah.
So if we're thinking about it not tap room wise, then I would agree with Chris.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think because we've talked about this before, the hyper-local reaction to big beer, since they're limiting, like, we're finally getting it on the 1st, beer to go in Texas. Whoop, whoop, we will be somewhere, probably Houston. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it'll be Sunday. But then, yeah, if you're just trying to make a buck, then yeah, it's not so cool. But in the tap room, so that's our devil's advocate, is like in the tap room, accommodating people who are not beer drinkers and then
Colorado.
just can't like beer. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ouroboros is.
So
you're going to have to explain that to me.
So the long and short of this one is basically like, and they're saying it's not going to go away, is Wales. Wales in the beer craft industry, like the it beer that people were like, oh my god, I have to get it, and like people wait in line and like make it such a big
I looked at the
production
next
out of it.
one. That was so good. Sorry.
And I agree with that. I mean, I will fully do that, but yeah, that's basically what they're saying. It's like it's not going to go away, but whales are a problem in the craft beer industry that they would love to go away. Next one, was glitter beer ever a trend? It is now. Kind of. It's actually a category in.
It's like a thing.
Oh no, it's a category in. The GABF.
Yeah.
Which you can still buy tickets, and I would kind of love to do. But...
I would. That's not on my budget this year.
Yeah.
Next year, I will start budgeting for it, and we'll do it.
The next one is a very important one.
I will read this one.
Yeah.
Not enough minorities, blacks, and Hispanics drinking craft beer. I've been in the brewing industry since 2015 and have experienced nothing but greatness from the beer to the people who have entered our establishment. What I do not see, though, is a lot of color. Overall, I've experienced great beers and breweries, but I would love to see more diversity in the industry. And I will agree 100%. As a Hispanic woman who loves beer and goes to breweries a lot of times, I am either the only person of any color or 1 to 5% of the people who are in the brewery or the bar, depending on what it is. Mm-hmm. That includes Hispanics, Latinos, Latinx, whatever it is now, Black, Indian, and I mean Indian in the sense like you're from India. Native Americans, which we should see more of in Texas, but I don't see a lot of. But anyways, I digress. Not in Austin. I'm sure they're here at some point. But just anyone of color.
Yeah.
When I see, especially, I don't know why it just brings joy to my heart because it's harder, I will say, to see Hispanic women sometimes. Like, I look very Hispanic, but some Hispanic and Latinx people do not look the way I do, and that's okay. But when I see black women drinking beer, it just makes me happy. I don't know why. It just really does. I'm like, yes, queen. You know, it really does.
I say the same thing.
Except,
Not. I don't say it at all. I'm just like, cool. Distributor consolidation and the buying up of craft beer. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Pastry beers. Yeah, I don't.
I
I like them.
like them, but like there's something that like you do once a year, have fun with it, but not make it a thing.
I like this. So this is Morgan Clark Snyder Jr., owner and brewer of Buttonwoods Brewery. The liberal interpretation of double dry hopping, or DDH, is a pet peeve of mine. DDH is an actual process where the first dry hop is added during active fermentation and the second in secondary. But most people just dry hop multiple days, and also double of what? Since most brewers don't disclose their original dry hop rate, they started dry hopping arms race. I've seen as high as 15 pounds per barrel, and that's just a waste. Only so much hop oil can dissolve in beer. At a certain point, it's literally throwing money down the drain. Yeah. Sexist beer labels, yes, 100%.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's been better. I feel like in Austin, we're pretty clean of that. I haven't seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
They don't rely on that, but I agree that if there's other places doing it, it's not. Well, I did listen and hear things like, this is why beer has such a white male bro culture. Because in the 80s, when the craft beer craze was starting, it was catered to them. It had women, it had white men in commercials. It like that's what it was catered to, and that's why there's not as much diversity. I don't have the solution, and I won't claim to have the solution, but I think yeah.
Oh God, I love this last one.
This one?
Or the Jagged Mountain. I honestly hate the unfermented, super fruited beers. The ones where you can literally chew on the fruit particles like a smoothie.
Yeah.
Overloaded sweetness, great for sipping, but ruins the session and really messes
But
up
at
your
that
gut.
point, just go down to Jamba Juice and get yourself a smoothie.
And I like that that's from Tim Matthews, head of brewing operations at Oscar Blues. And then finally, the eternally unsatisfied drinker.
Wait,
yeah,
where are you reading that?
the very last one, literally the last one. The people that go and they're like, meh.
That's
No,
you.
no,
Like-
I am not.
Like
I'm-
60% of the time, you're like, it was okay.
But no, I'm
Just teasing you.
I am very satisfied.
Meh, boy. Yes,
I
he
am a
totally
meh boy.
is. But I think he's like that with everything. Like, I've seen him get like immensely awesome gifts that he absolutely loves, and he's kind of like, oh my God, that's super great. I love it. And it's like, he's so mellow about it. So I just tease him because it's funny. But he does like that. He just keeps everything. I'm like emotions like on the shoulder, like everything's right there out in the open. He's just a little bit more reserved.
So,
and that's fine.
I
I'm
kind of
just
have to
teasing you.
sometimes just because I don't want something that I'm greatly dissatisfied by to be more obvious that I'm greatly dissatisfied by this than something like I'm very dissatisfied by, and like I don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Okay, I will say that I can tell. Well, like we said, you are not very good at lying. He's not. He thinks he is. He's not. But
Whatever. I'm fantastic at lying.
he's not fantastic at lying. But he is not the internally unsatisfied drinker. That's why I was so happy when we did the Port City Brewing and you enjoyed all the beers.
I did.
Like, I was sure he's going to be like, oh, it's okay. No, he really and it made me, it filled me with joy. Because I was worried it was going to be like, no, they were good beers. And I really...
Oh no, I will actually also admit, like anything that I may have even thought like negative about, I just tampered down on that because I knew you were going to be.
Well, they weren't perfect.
But no, they were all great.
But they were really
They
good.
were all great. Like I really did enjoy.
And I can't
by
wait.
far
Someday we
everything.
will go to DC and we'll go.
Yes.
That'll be awesome. We'll
Yes.
see my brother and it will be great. And we won't have to get a hotel room. All we have to do is just fly there. It's great. Will I die?
Yeah.
No. So I was like, yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun article, and actually, it was more discussion than I thought it was going to be. So I'm happy about that.
What's this husband? And the RCB?
The Chardonnization of beers.
Oh,
Yeah.
the brute IPAs and stuff like that.
mhm,
Though I haven't hated the brute IPAs, I'm gonna say.
I take it
But
with a grain of salt.
I will say this Stone Tropic Thunder is a prime example of like mislabeling of something.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff, like as they're saying, if you have an IPA that's fruity, you can describe it differently than an IPA.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are a lot of things that are labeled, like this one is a lager, that should be a pale ale.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are described maybe as, like we've done it before, where like that did not taste like I thought it was going to taste. Like when we did the Saisons, there were some that were like, I wouldn't have called this a Saison. I don't hate it. But if you're trying to reach people who don't like beer or don't like a certain kind of beer, like when you're talking with Mason, who's like, what's the IBU?
Yeah.
And refuses.
I will not drink anything over 40.
Now, is that because of the taste or is it because of his esophagus?
It's because he's convinced anything above or 40 or above on IBUs is not going to be something he likes.
Yeah, so that's a prime example. It's like, we just need to be like, this is like, just drink this. Don't fucking ask me what the IBUs are. Just fucking drink it. And if you hate it, great.
And I tried doing that. Like when I met with him in Houston, like
But
there were
now he
some
doesn't
that
drink,
I
so.
felt was like very light at that point. I was like, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just try this and let me know what you think of it. And he hated it anyhow, but it's fine.
But then you look at something like Yellow Rose, where like I thought I was gonna hate it, and it was like, this is super fucking yummy. Like a Smash IPA, I was like, oh yes, please.
Yeah, because you're gonna have. High...
I like that article. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. What else do we have? We have. I did not look anything about this.
Oh, I kind of looked at, but basically, for anyone who's from Australia, I don't know why I said it like that. So from Monday, the Australian Tax Office will increase the tax on beer by 21 cents per liter on draft beer and 30 cents a liter on stubby cans and
terrible.
long necks.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to let you know, because that's fucking bullshit.
Don't go to Australia is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Let's see.
They're fourth in the world in beer tax behind Norway, Japan, and Finland.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to say about it?
Not much.
Okay.
But basically, beer taxes poured more than $3.6 billion into the federal budget's bottom line last year.
And now it'll be more.
Yeah. So they're hoping.
Sorry, going back.
We already read that one.
Oh.
You can delete that one.
Yep. This one I think was just a quick thing about how a lot of craft brewers are now coming back to Rausch beers, and there's a couple local breweries.
Live Oak did it first.
Well, no, that's what they're saying. Is Jester King and Live Oak are also both quoted in this, saying the team at Jester King in Austin, Texas, loves smoked beers. According to founder Jeffrey Stuffings, the brewery produces Gotland. I've never known how to pronounce it. Gotlandstrika, which is really good, by the way. But
I would
it's got a Viking on the front of it.
I have never asked you. Does the smoke come from actual smoke, or is it from
the malt?
The malt. The malt, of course.
Malt.
Okay, smoked malt, as it says. Okay.
Yeah.
There are some that I like because it has more of because some have put regular malt in it. That's not, so it still has the sweet and the smoky. The one time that I had the Rausch beer, the Groditsky, it got really fucking hot out there, and it did not taste good hot. And I keep meaning to go back and try it when it's cold, but when we went there, when it was fucking freezing,
I mean, maybe we should try going out. I mean, let's see.
We need to do another live stream from Live Oak where I'm not drunk and we're not freezing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was drunk and I was freezing.
I don't know what you're talking about. We were both great and it was fun. And
I don't remember this stream.
I know.
I remember like absolutely like flipping out about the fire, and and there was some really like amazing crafts that they brought in, and
and there's some fun singing.
Drunken Freezing, the sea story, which is funny because one of our first brewery streams was from Adelbert's, and I was also freezing, and I was a little drunk because we had just run a 5K, and then it was really loud inside, so we streamed from outside, and I was freezing next to Tucker, just being like, oh my God. And the beer was great because it was cold.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should wrap this up.
Okay,
I need to pee, and I need to go to my parents' house for.
No, you don't.
I do really need to pee. I may not have to go to my parents. Do you want me to pee on your chair?
It's not my chair anymore. I give up on it. But
see, now there's no more white beers on this side. I'm so sorry.
All right, everyone. So we're
okay. I'll stop.
We are going to leave you now.
We're going to go find beers from Tucker's storage. He's been cellaring some beers. So we're going to do cellar beers next week. I think it'll be fun.
So yeah, we'll see you next week. Have fun. Have a good week.
Take care.
I'll see you around.